Hey everybody, welcome to Fistivities. KB, Karyn Bryant here with you. Welcome to Fistivities number 97. Two guests tonight, Dan Ige and Bryan Battle. This is going to be a lot of fun. They're both fighting in a couple of weeks at UFC Vegas 79. So we will be talking with both of them. Dan Ige is in the co-main event against Bryce Mitchell, and Bryan is on the main card as well, fighting AJ Fletcher. So we will get into that. I can, if you guys can't tell, I have my balcony doors open. My hummingbird crew is out there right now eating. It's actually incredibly adorable. I have these little hummingbirds, and they visit me. They frequent, and they're like my little buddies. It's kind of great. So anyway, hi, how are you? I would say welcome back. I'm kind of saying it to myself because it's the first time, we were off for 2 weeks. Sorry. Need my little thing to clean it up. We were off for a couple weeks because I went to Paris for UFC Paris, and then I stayed in Paris for some vacation days, and I had a great time, and so we took a week off. And that's what happens, when you get to go on a vacation like that. So, but yes, hello, Suavecito. Welcome back. Thank you so much. Welcome back to you as well. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you, Lord of the Pies. Oi. It's so funny. Lord of the Flies is like one of, if not my favorite book. So, in fact, I was just talking about that book yesterday with the kiddo. So it's kind of great. It's kind of a great book. So if I would imagine that is something that you appreciate as well, then we got something in common. Because poor Piggy. Poor Piggy. There's just so much sadness with Piggy. Okay, so I want to get into a couple of things. I know I do this all the time. I take them off, I put them on, I take them off, I put them on. For those who don't know, Fistivities is, see, I took them off again. I guess now it's an affectation, right? Am I going to be one of these people who's like, listen? No, because I'm just going to have hair gel. Wouldn't taste that great. But, for those who don't know, this is a show where we talk MMA. We have the biggest names in MMA. Honestly, our guest list is pretty ridiculous. This is episode 97, so there's 96 others for you to check out with a who's who of top MMA fighters. And we also talk about pop culture. We also get into some dating, sort of male-female relationship stuff. Yeah, both of us are single. He pairs up often. Allegedly. Me, not so much. But anyway, he says a lot of things that are completely off the mark and totally not politically correct and not safe for work. So just be warned. But he is a jiu-jitsu champion 27 times over and does know a lot about the game as well. I have been a UFC anchor for 12 years and had my own website and doing other stuff called MMA Heat. I don't really have that. It's still there. You can still go look at all that old stuff. But been doing this for a while. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. I do a lot of interviews as well. And I jump rope a lot. Hey, if you want to jump rope and you want to get the best weighted jump ropes, where's my little slide? Do I have it here? Use promo code KB15 at crossrope.com/KBryant, or just go to crossrope.com or whatever. But if you use promo code KB15, you will save 15% on your jump ropes. And see, look at that, crossrope.com. And you could just do, like I said, /KBryant, or just go here and type in promo code KB15. I put a new video out yesterday of me jumping and just talking about making yourself a priority, which I feel like a lot of us don't do. A lot of us do things for other people, or you just keep doing stuff because you've done it for a while and it's just part of the routine and you don't have any joy in it anymore and you don't want to do it anymore, or not even necessarily that you don't have any joy in it anymore, but like it's time for something new. It's time for something new. Some things are not supposed to be forever. So anyway, that was my message while I was jumping. You can go check it out if you're on my YouTube or whatever. It's also on my Instagram and stuff like that. But anyway, I do love my jump rope. It's a really great workout. It's portable. You can do it anywhere. We have ropeless ones. It's fun. I've been doing it for a few years now, and I totally love it. And there's all kinds of workouts on the app to do, body weight stuff or with weights, with kettlebells, all that kind of stuff. Really good stuff. Okay, so at any rate, let me see. Okay, so here we go. Here is what is on the show for tonight. We do have, like I said, we're going to have on Dan Ige, who is in the co-main event at UFC Vegas 79, which is next weekend. I'm working this weekend as well. I'm working this weekend and next weekend. This weekend is Noche UFC. Noche UFC. It's going to be fun. Muy caliente with Alexa Grasso. Con Alexa Grasso and una pelea contra Valentina Shevchenko. Sorry. Anyway, it's going to be great. But anyway, so we're going to talk to Dan Ige, who's in the co-main event against Bryce Mitchell. As you know, Bryce Mitchell is one of the only guys to get a twister. Korean Zombie is one of the other guys who got one. Dan Ige has fought Korean Zombie. 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon. We'll also talk to Bryan Battle, who is the former Ultimate Fighter. He's the winner of that. He is now, I believe, 4-1 in the UFC with 3 finishes. So we will talk to Bryan Battle, nicknamed Pooh Bear. So I'm wearing my Pooh Bear necklace in honor of Pooh Bear. For those who don't know, I am a major collector of Winnie the Pooh stuff. And, let me back that up. Not a major collector of Winnie the Pooh stuff. Back that up. I love Winnie the Pooh, and I have a ton of Winnie the Pooh stuff. And this past Christmas, I think my whole tree was just Winnie the Pooh ornaments, if that is any indication of how much Winnie the Pooh stuff I have. Right now, within eyesight, there is a Winnie the Pooh over there. I know where a couple other things are that I could get within reach. So yeah. Anyway, we are also then going to talk Chidi's Choice for Grasso versus Shevchenko. That's coming up this weekend. We'll react to what happened at UFC 293 this past weekend with Israel Adesanya losing his title to Sean Strickland. So we will talk about that. And then also, I'm curious what you guys think of the merger that was announced with the UFC and the WWE into TKO. That is kind of a big deal. And I will say, it could be interesting if we get crossover events or sort of a dual purpose events, where they alternate, pro wrestling and fighting. Didn't Bellator do something like that one time when they had their thing set up and wasn't it like Glory and Bellator at the same time? Am I just totally not remembering that? Am I making that up in my head? But I feel like they did a thing one time where there was 2 arenas, or also maybe I'm thinking of when I like to go to the rodeo and they set it up on both sides. I don't know. Somebody help me. Somebody back me up, because I know I didn't just make that up. I'm pretty sure I didn't invent that. Let's see. Let's see. So here's a question. Karen asking, this is from Joseph Bellotti, saying, am I surprised Shevchenko is the favorite according to DraftKings, and who am I working with? Okay. 2 questions. Let me take the second one first. I am supposed to be working with Dean Thomas and Anthony Smith, Lionheart, Professor Beatdown. So that's who I'll have at the desk with me, and I'm looking forward to it. I saw Anthony before his fight. I haven't seen Dino in a minute, but those guys are always a good time. And the fights are at T-Mobile this weekend. They're not at the Apex. So even though I am just going back to Vegas, and it is something of a letdown after Paris. Even though I have to say that with respect to knowing that a lot of people do like to go to Vegas, and that is an actual destination for people. It's sad that I consider it now like blasé, but I've been there a lot. Anyway, It's going to be fun, though, because it is at T-Mobile. And so Alexa Grasso versus Alexandra. Why do I keep wanting to call her Alexandra? Valentina Shevchenko, the queen. So she defended, I believe it was 7 times. And Alexa was able to beat her on the last one. And, you know, she may just have her number. This is what's going to be interesting about it, right? To know if there were, you know, mistakes that Valentina made, if she thinks there were, if you know, if we think there were. I mean, you know, whatever, we all have our opinions, I suppose. But if she thinks there were mistakes that she made and if there's going to be adjustments that she makes to her game, I believe she's training this whole time in Thailand. So she maybe then, that means she's dialing in more aggression. You know, take that for what you will. Obviously, it's the home to Muay Thai more. If she believes that's going to be the answer. If she believes she was outstruck, maybe. I don't know. I mean, she's more of a counter striker, right? So, but she got submitted, right? She didn't get knocked out. So, you know, is it the Chael thing? Is it one spin that changed your life? She started spinning early in that fight. I just watched it again yesterday. So it's something that Valentina employed early and often and has before. But with the title now and with Alexa defending it now on Mexican Independence Day, she's going to be hard to beat. She's going to be hard to beat. I don't know. It's going to be a great fight. I'm very much looking forward to it, though. I don't know. Who do you guys have in it? Who do you take? Is this Green 49285 asking, is that a signed Tom Jones pick? That is a signed Wayne Newton pick. Close, but no cigar. But it is a signed Wayne Newton pick. So yeah. So Green also continuing on saying Grasso pressured her in the perfect time way. I'm pumped. Noche is going to be awesome. Yeah, I think it's going to be really great too. And we've got Tracy Cortez coming back. She is a former guest of ours, I have to look up which episode number she was on. She was on pretty early, and I want to say 33 maybe. And so I'm excited to see her back in action. And who I think the Dirty Bird is fighting this weekend too. Tim Means. There's a lot of people, or I might be confusing that with the week ahead. But anyway, yeah, Noche is going to be great. I don't know if who's going to, you know, who of you are actually going to be there in person. It's going to be great. I think it's going to be really great, and I am very much looking forward to it. So, like I said, I'm working with Anthony and Dean. So, here's the thing. I have to say before, and I guess we could talk about it after, but on my way home from Paris, I watched 3 movies. Have you guys seen Renfield? Because that was awesome. I am a big Nicolas Cage fan, always have been. And I love me some Aquafina. And who doesn't love Nicholas Hoult or whatever, you know, from About a Boy? I was so pleasantly surprised. I guess I didn't really know what to expect. You know, I saw the little trailer and I was like, okay, I guess I know a little bit. I think I know what this is about. Dracula movie, whatever. I didn't think it was going to be that funny. I thought the visuals and the makeups, you know, all that stuff, the special effects was awesome. I legit laughed out loud a few times at Nick Cage. He was freaking brilliant in that. Hilarious. Just chewing the scenery. And I was really, 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 really enjoyed it. I don't know if you guys, okay, so JH125 saying yeah, it was good. You know, yeah. Well, yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula was great, Gary Oldman. You're right, Steven, that was great, Gary Oldman. But I'm talking about Renfield, which I thought was really, really good. Anyway, I thought, yeah, agreeing, saying that they liked the fight scenes and the cheerleaders bit. Yeah, it was just all good. The fight scenes were great. For those people who don't know, like it's a lot of that kind of matrixy style of stuff, where a lot of special effects, and then certain stuff would get slowed down. There was a lot of the like twisting the kind of stuff that I used to see in the old Jet Li movies and stuff. Like way back when, I used to have a friend when I lived in New York. Way back in the and a friend of mine used to work in China a lot, and then he would come back and we would all hang out and watch Jet Li movies, in Cantonese, Mandarin. I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly which dialect they were in, but anyway, they were Jet Li movies, and he's amazing. So I remember, and I that's something that always stuck out to me. It was like this sort of sideways, twisty, that kind of stuff. Anyway, there's a lot of that in Renfield. Definitely recommend it. Yeah, I thought it was really, really, really very, very, very entertaining. So that, Renato Laranja is usually entertaining if and when he does show up. And well, look at that. Let's hope, you guys, that the splice was a good one this week on the Favela Wi-Fi, because let's welcome in 27-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion Renato Laranja.
Oh, God.
How you doing?
You know me, they call me Kimbo Splice, because I know how to splice that one and get the best example possible. Look at that. You know what? Just because I'm a nice guy, I give you one more. Oh, boy.
What's with the porn stash?
The better to eat your vagina with, my dear. The better, that's mustache hides for her. It's mustache hiding season, caralho. It's the witching season.
Are you gonna go as like Magnum PI for Halloween? Are you prepping that?
I'm gonna go as Magnum PU.
Okay. Nice.
Something like that.
It's a good look.
Don't get
It's actually
attached.
working for you.
Because I look like a heel man, caralho. And
You
what?
look
There's a
like
shortage.
every guy in New York who used to try to like kick
Listen.
it and whistle when you walk by. You look like, yeah. Mama.
Mami. Ven aquí.
Ven aquí. Mira.
Mami. Mira.
Mami.
Mira. Oh, caralho. And then once I get a hold of you, I treat you bad, porra.
Vinny. Why you no good, Vinny?
You know good. No, you are good, caralho.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
how are you?
I mean, look at me.
We have two guests this week.
I know that. Listen,
One
I've
of
been
them-
promoting the fuck out of this thing here.
Okay.
You don't understand. I've been on the talk show, the morning show. I've been talking about Dan Ige and also Bryan Battle, caralho, who is known
That's
as the
right.
Winnie the Pooh Bear.
That's right. Suavecito, I agree with you. May the Wi-Fi gods be on our side tonight. I agree with you. And yeah, here is...
Well, the football gods haven't been with us because fucking my fantasy Aaron
Oh,
Rodgers.
did you have Aaron Rodgers?
Not only did I have fucking Aaron Rodgers, but I also had the Garrett Wilson, who is the young fucking Henning Hookie of the Year, who was supposed to like have like a Charles Owens like season, a Handy Moss like season this year. And you know what? I'm disgusted.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to table that because one of our guests is here, and I want to make sure that we get to him. So he is in the co-main event next weekend. So we have got Noche UFC this weekend, and then next weekend Dynamite Dan is in the co-main event against Bryce Mitchell. He is currently ranked number 12 in the UFC featherweight division. So let's welcome in Mr. Dan Ige. Hey.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you?
Dan Ige, my brother.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm all right. I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of starstruck right now.
Well, I mean, don't let the mustache to sizzle your eyes.
Right.
You know what? Let's even the playing field. Let's give you a little more light on your face because
Yeah, we need a little more.
when they see this, when the female fans see this, you don't want to.
Is there any more light you can kick up on your face?
Let me see.
Like
I'm,
some
you know what I look like?
This isn't
I'm,
my ideal setup over here, but my son's down here. Let me. If I throw on my flashlight from my phone.
I look like Hawaiian sugarcane juice.
I mean,
You
I
look
think
at
he
this.
really meant
I-
me, but
I look like CNH sugar, caralho.
Oh, wait. How's that?
Oh, okay, that's better.
that's better. Yeah.
I
that's
like
better.
that.
That's better.
I
That's
like,
better.
oh, caralho, now we can see you. Oh, porra.
Okay. So hey, great having you on. I'm really glad that you could do this. Thank you.
Yeah,
Hi.
thank you.
Me too, my brother. We've been waiting for you.
Hey, first and foremost, we got to say one thing that I right away, I feel like I know a lot about you. You have the same birthday as my daughter. So I already feel like, I bet I know his vibe. Like, we're going to get along great. Yeah.
That's one of those things, like telling people that you had a dream about them, where they go like this. Okay, great, fuck.
Cool.
That's
what am I gonna do
amazing.
with that?
Yeah,
I'm
the fuck am I
just
supposed to say
saying,
about that? Yeah.
whatever. Anyway,
Hey, look, I had a dream about you last night. You died in my fucking dream. Oh, thanks. Or how about when the girls tell you they had a dream that you cheated on them, and then they treat you like shit the rest of the day, and I'm like, I didn't even did nothing yet. I didn't even get a chance to cheat on you.
How old is your son, Dan?
He's 2.5.
Oh,
Yeah, 2.5. It's crazy.
That's the best age. They can't say nothing. They can't ask you for no extra goodies or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting there. He knows how to.
Well,
He knows his leverage. He knows how to use it. So.
Well, that's when he can leverage himself into a job, man, into the workforce, and start contributing to the family.
Yeah, we try to make him, give him some chores and.
Exact.
Yep.
2.5. Let him just be a baby, Renato. At least he takes care of his son.
No one let me to be a baby. No one let me to be a baby. Yeah, I had to be a man. There's too many baby in this world. Now we need some man.
Yeah, well, listen, he's going to man up. You've got to man up and fight Bryce Mitchell. So this guy is very dangerous. Obviously, though, you're on a roll. You beat Nate the Train. Listen, Nate, and so entertaining. Just but this is going to be a big fight. Obviously, it's the co-main event too. But you want to climb those rankings. We know Bryce is great on the ground. So it seems silly, but is it? I don't want to say you have to avoid that at all costs. But obviously, I would think you'd like to keep this fight standing.
Can I tell you something real quick before he answers? Ige is sneaky on the ground. He's sneaky good on the ground because there's shit that he does even in his ground and pound, which alert to me that he know what the fuck he's doing. Like even when he have you back and he's pounding you, you can see he's got control of you very nice with the legs. And he know what the fuck he's doing. So let's don't get it twisted, caralho.
For sure. And I'm not underestimating that. But I'm just saying, Bryce is weaker on the feet.
For sure. I'm not a 27-time world champion, but I do have some accolades. I do have some jiu-jitsu accolades. And that's my base. That's my roots. But I started knocking a couple guys out, and then everyone thinks I'm just a striker. So, the game plan is just to go in there and impose my will, establish dominance, and be good everywhere. I believe, I train with some of the best guys in the world. I have a ton of good looks in the gym, so I'm ready. I'm ready wherever the fight goes. You can never be so sure where it's going to go, but if we end up on the ground, I'm ready to dominate there. But obviously, I want to knock him out.
What I like a lot about this matchup is, regardless of the skill set, both of you guys have like a porrada spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I forgot where he's from. He's like from one of those places where
Alabama,
they wear camouflage.
I think, or Arkansas.
You know those kind of places where they chew tobacco and stuff like that. And then I don't know what the fucking reason is, but anywhere there's an island, these guys always scrap. Like I even went to vacation to Maui, and you think, this was years ago. And you think, it's gonna be nice, and it was beautiful and nice. But when you go to the clubs and stuff, you know that these guys is not playing like
you guys are badasses.
They look like they're just waiting to have a fight. You know what I mean? and it's interesting. It's like it's in the culture out there,
especially with a Howley.
Right.
I ain't no fucking Howley. I look like Kendall Grove. I look like a spider.
You had to try going to school out there. I had to ride the bus every single day, thinking I'm gonna get in a fight, and the bus ride was an hour long. Literally every single day, I'm like, oh, I'm getting in a fight today just for doing
Those
that.
guys is mean, porra. Those guys, God, even to their own kind, porra. Oh. Imagine if he was a white boy. Oh my goodness.
But they're fair. They're actually fighting with fists. You know, they're not pulling knives. They're not pulling guns.
True.
We're gonna have a fair fight. So
True. Like
that's
Les Sue, who's the top dog. So
Yeah.
so can you say that there's less of a culture of jumping people? Because here in America, I see a lot of people get jumped, myself included, sometimes in the past.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I feel like it's like there's almost like a unified rule set. Like they don't even if someone shoots a takedown in a street fight, like everyone will work together to stand them back up because they don't want to see that. They don't want to. They don't want to see the grappling. It's boring.
Okay, but at least they're not gonna stop his heading or something. Like if that happened in Huntington Beach, they're gonna stop you heading.
Oh, for sure. There'll be a million people filming it and nobody, nobody helping you at all or whatever.
No,
like,
I wouldn't say it's really like that. I mean, you probably have a few rare cases here and there, but
of course,
it's pretty fair, 1-on-1.
Yeah.
And
now,
so,
go ahead. Well, do they have a lot of guys? Was there a lot of teasing? Like I can imagine. Laranja is in Portuguese, it means orange, So there's every kind of stupid joke about that, Did they make fun of your name in any kind of way?
Oh, you can always say something. Because it's Ige, right? He's gay.
Right.
He's gay.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something like a black guy make it or a black girl make it fun like he gay.
Oh, he gay.
Like Dan, he gay.
Yeah.
You did.
Or Danny Gay. DANNY Danny Gay.
Unbelievable, cara.
Danny Gay, right. Hey,
but it's funny. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, kids will find anything. So
anything. It don't matter. It don't matter what. You could be John Smith, and they're gonna find a fucking way to fuck with you.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, I was gonna ask though. Is that what? Like, did you get in fights to start? Is that what led to your martial arts journey? You know what I mean? I'm not exactly sure what your entree was. Like you said before, it was in jiu-jitsu. Was that like literally like, I'm gonna end up fighting some of these guys? I need to know how.
I mean, as a kid, I literally had no access. All we had as a kids was like taekwondo, karate. I didn't really do. I did karate for like 2 months, and I was like, "Hey, this isn't for me."
At what age?
Second grade, third grade, and then I was more of a skateboarder, so I was a street kid. I love.
Oh yeah, surfing too.
Yeah,
surfing too or not?
Surfing too. So that was my lifestyle growing up: surfing, skating. But you get into fights,
of course,
and that it's
my wave.
It's just what it is. But I just I never had actual skills. And then in high school, it was like I literally be scared, like because. Kids, you go right now or like after this podcast, go on YouTube, just type Hawaii street fights. Like there's
I know.
Everyone's skilled. They're throwing leg kicks and combinations. I was like, I better learn something. So I started.
It's like a heel. It's like heel. It's a similar situation. It's not uncommon to see two homeless people get into a fight and they putting each other in a fucking triangle or whatever. They in 50-50 for her. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bum fights.
Yeah. We don't call them. You know what, Karyn Bryant? We don't call them a bum these days. We call them home.
I know. I'm sorry, that was so out of pocket. But you guys remember those? That's what they used to have on YouTube or whatever, right? Didn't they call them bum fights or whatever? It was terrible.
In Rio, anytime Vinny Magalhães is fighting, you call it a bum fight. Because he's obese and he's a fucking bum.
He's not obese, though. He's absolutely not obese.
But back to Hawaii. Okay, so you and in your honor,
nice.
And I don't even drink ever. I'm sober and I'm drinking for you.
Definitely didn't get laid tonight, did you?
Well, I will get laid later. Oh God. Stranger things have happened. Okay, let's put it that way. So
you have
groupies
now after the show. You got some honeys that like hang out.
You should see it. I can't go out onto the street from Papa Hats out here. Maybe it's just gay guys. I live in West Hollywood. I think that I can't confuse if it's gay guys or it's Papa Hats. But anyway,
Papa Hats for sure.
Yeah, the Purple Hearts is it's like a mosquitoes. They want blood, carajo. They always have to. They go for my ankles, carajo. But anyway, I want to speak. I hear the siren song of a children. For me, that's like for a vampire. That's garlic. You understand? This is start to shiver me chimbers because it give me anxiety because it reminds
me right now.
It reminds me of certain stuff that I haven't stuff I got on my plate. Huh?
Bam.
What's his name?
Bam.
Bam?
Yeah.
Like it? What from the skateboarding? Bam Margera?
That's the only Bam I know with the name actual name Bam. And Bam from the Flintstones.
Bam from the Flintstones.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody liked Bam Bam. Everybody liked that.
Yeah.
He was like the Chachi. He was like the Chachi of the Flintstones.
Totally.
He definitely lives up to his name. You know.
Oh, is he? He's already punching people.
He's trying.
Oh,
is he the kind of kid who go up to your male friends and kick them in the balls and everybody think it's funny? Yes. I know kids like that. You gotta be careful. They can get away with it now.
Yeah.
You gotta show them that. You know, it was what was it? What's the guy? Of course, I can't think of the name. Bernie Mac. You know, he said after they hit a certain age, you can hit him with the trachea or the bread basket or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is in Hawaii.
The liver shot. I just put him in a body triangle. I put him in a body triangle.
Exactly. And put pressure on the kidneys, the liver, and also the esophagus. Okay.
Anyway, speaking of hitting and stuff, you have shared the octagon with really awesome people, right? So I had mentioned before you fought Zombie, right? Like you fought Edson Barboza. You're just coming off the win against Lambert. You fought Josh Emmett. You fought Calvin Cater, Evloyev. Like you
some bad dudes for sure.
Bad mofos, right? And what is it? It's definitely at least 2 performance of the nights, right? I mean, fight of the nights or performance, right?
Yeah,
or is it 3?
I've had 3.
That's that $50K Ige
money. That's what I'm saying. So like he mentioned before, you do have that Pajada style. You've got that. Like so, and that is like a truly Hawaiian thing, right? But like, what is when you're in there, when you're in the middle of the octagon, are you just like, oh god damn it, here we go, and like bite down and here we go, or are you talking to yourself like, wouldn't it be great to just stick and move tonight? You know what I mean? Like, do you psych yourself up for just a dog fight?
Well, Karyn Bryant, when you're in there, it's kill or be killed.
I'm talking to Dan.
No, I mean, by the time I'm actually in there, I just try to shut everything off and be present. You know, I'm not thinking about what could happen or what would happen or what should happen. I'm just there. I'm in the moment. If I get hit, I get hit. I'm not dwelling on it, or I'm not dwelling on the future. It's just whatever happens in the moment is what happens. There's a lot of things that you can't control in there. You know, you
hit it on the head, my brother. You hit it right on the head. And there's an old saying I always say to people who is always get caught up in other stuff like that. I say the past is a history. The future is a mystery. The present is in my dick. So let's focus.
I want to return.
Yeah,
I want to return.
Point.
There's a point, but also let's not negate the sides of that one.
Return.
The sides of that one is also impressed, not just the point.
Don't want
You next. You next.
Not Mother's Day.
You next, Karyn Bryant. Anyway, go ahead.
I wanted to see if there was questions from the folks watching here, because I know I mentioned all those people that you have fought. I will ask you, like, which ones of those are your definitive fights? I like to ask people this. Like, if I was like, hey, somebody's never seen Dan Ige fight and I got to explain who he is, you know what I mean? In a couple of fights, I got to like show his style, or I got to show his grit or whatever. Which ones would you want me to show people?
I mean, that's hard to say. If you want to see like a very well-rounded skill set of just complete dominance, watch my fight against Damon Jackson.
Oh, was that the uppercut?
Yeah, no, he threw an uppercut. I threw a right hand to the body, left hook to the head. Knocked him out cold.
He's a
And
scrapper.
that guy's a fucking chump customer.
He's a scrapper. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He always
He
throws
was on a
down.
4-fight win streak when I fought him. So that was
Were you?
my
Oh,
all-time
Renato,
record.
you weren't gonna.
I was saying, don't let the guy's hairline fool you, because I think people think because he have a weak
That is
hairline.
cold.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm trying to put a feather into his cap. I'm trying to say he's a tough customer,
Well,
even though his hairline looked like he Bruce Willis.
For sure.
He's a feather the nest a little.
For
up there.
sure.
There's another guy I fought, Jordan.
He's a
Griffin.
Howley, bruh. He's Howley, bruh. Get off my beach.
Tough
Not
Howley.
Yeah,
for
tough
sure.
Howley, but Kara, you gotta get out of here. Wait, you seen the movie North Shore?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Not
Okay.
for a while, but
We won't dwell on that one.
Oh God. No, I
Where I'm
so
from,
here's the
actually.
thing.
You from
currently
the
right
North
now-
Shore?
yeah, I am.
Real quick, Karyn Bryant, are you gonna lose that thought?
No.
I get confused. Okay, all I have a good sense of is Maui because I've been there, and I know like Kauai is like kind of the hippie like nature area.
It's pretty. I
And
like
then
Hawaii. I've been there.
aside from that, I'm not clear on what's the rest of the shit is because I never been there. So what is where you from like?
North Shore, it's just honestly like I mean, right now it's just loaded with tourists every single day. Like the tourism there is crazy, but some of the best waves in the world. All the pro surfers go. They live there in the wintertime because
I was just gonna say, isn't it more wintertime for the surfing?
Yeah,
Wh-
wintertime.
what
we get all the
size?
big swells.
Like
what
huge.
size of island? What size of you island is it? Is it you know how they say the big island and then there's the this and the that? What?
Yeah, it's Oahu. So the North Shore is actually only like a 7-mile stretch, and it's just some of the
shit.
best break. Yeah,
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So it's a pro surfer town.
Where BJ Pan is from? What's that? Is that near
From,
or not?
No, he's from Hilo. He's from the Big
Hilo,
Island.
yeah. Oh, he's from the okay.
And
Okay.
Max is from Waianae.
Waianae, the west side.
Right.
Where's
it's
my
funny.
brother Kendall Groff from?
From Maui.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, got it.
Well, I was just literally on the way home from Paris. I was watching this little sort of mini movie about surfers, and they were living on the North Shore, and that was the whole thing. And they were talking about like when the seasons change and you start to see the big waves, and like some of them were absolutely massive. Yeah, it was really,
Crazy.
really, really cool. Really
Crazy.
cool.
That's some hard shit. That's
oof.
crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so you are currently number 12, and you've been in the UFC for a while. It's funny because you're a Dana White contender guy, which, you know, it's like I forget how long it's been going.
I didn't even realize that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was like 2017 or something. It was like early, right?
Wow.
Yeah, and they didn't give me a contract either. But
Oh,
they still
really?
claim me. They claim me.
That's interesting because I seen when you came on the scene, I thought you popped out of fucking nowhere. You know, it was like you came up and I saw this dude is about big. It was kind of, you know, when you see a certain guy throwing hands like that, also with kind of caution to the wind, it's a little intimidating, you know, because when you're not there, when you're in it, you can't, you know, you're doing the same stuff, so you're not as shocked by that. But when
Right.
you view from the outside people doing that stuff, you're like, "Carajo, take it easy, boy." You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I was like, this guy's dangerous. You know what I mean? Like, that's when a guy is willing to be in the pocket and throw fucking and just get after it. There's a certain like, cara, it's like a crazy person. You know, you don't want to fight a crazy person. You
Right.
know? There's a
So
little
big.
element of that. You know, you're like,
You gotta be a little crazy. A little crazy.
yeah, little something. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like too, and the matchmakers know it too. That's why they put you with people like Cater, Barboza, Landwehr. Like that's why
Yeah,
they
not-
put you there. Like, you know what I mean? They're
like,
like,
fight, make them fight. Yeah. Throw
yeah.
them-
It's like,
Yeah.
it's great. And so, I think that anybody who fights you is like, when they're signing that, you know what I mean? They're like, oh
Yeah.
God, you
You
know,
know you're in for a fight for sure.
right?
Yeah, it's like you gotta eat your vegetables. You know what I mean? They like, hey, look, in order to get where you need to get, you gotta eat you now, or take you was it castor oil or whatever?
Yeah, right. Well, because that's what I was gonna say. Now the castor oil, because you're number 12, so you're gonna wanna fight up, and you're one of those guys or people above you will be like, oh hell no, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
fuck
no,
that. Yeah, they know better. The guys in front of him fucking know better.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Like, but have you mapped out how you think you would like to get up the rankings?
A little bit. I always try to think in fights of almost. I always think 2-3 fights ahead. Even though I have one fight ahead of me, and that's the most important one, and the only fight to be focused on. But I do try to game plan ahead, but you never know because this division is crazy. People get injured, certain matchups happen. There's a lot of things I can't control, but my last 2 fights were guys below me, and that was honestly my choice because I just wanted to stay active and get going. Sometimes you wait for the perfect guy or the perfect matchup, but it just doesn't happen. And
that's
yeah, so here I am now. I got a guy who's above me, number 10. I get to face him, and whatever happens that night happens, and we'll go from there. But I do have other names in my mind that I could think of down the road that could happen. Like there's just, for instance, guys that aren't matched, like Arnold Allen or Brian Ortega or Ilia Topuria. But those are all guys that are just kind of on the top. Yeah, but will put me back in position to where I want to be. So
of course,
all exciting matchups.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, activity begets activity. So you cannot just sit around. It's a metaphor for life. You can't just sit around and wait for the perfect shit to happen. You gotta just do it.
You versus Ortega.
That would be good stuff.
It's I really like Ortega too. Like I like him as a person.
He's a great dude.
He's a great dude. I watched him when he was the RFA champion, and I was kind of just starting out my pro career. And I was like, I'm probably gonna have to fight this guy one day because he's the 145 champ of the RFA, and then he got into the UFC. He's one of the best in the world, but he's kind of had some losses, so he's gonna have to fight a guy below him. But it's not personal. It's just me trying to get to the top.
Yeah.
To reestablish himself, to prove his point, he's going to have to do that. Or I could definitely see a you versus Arnold Allen too, because it's 2 hungry dogs, And he's so entertaining.
Now that is nice. Yeah, that I like. I like any. To be honest, win, lose, or draw, Ige is one of those guys that even if, like, let's say your friend was fighting him, and he beat your friend. You still don't hate him. You're just gonna go, listen, this guy's a fucking fighter, okay? You know what I mean? Like he don't win cheap. He don't stall. Don't try to do a point. If you lose to a guy who's better that night, he's better that night. But if you like fighting, you like Dan Ige. Like you're not comparing you. I'm not saying you take the kind of damage or whatever that he did, but Arturo Gatti, you just like people like that, because this is a fighter. There's people who's an athlete and there's people who's both, you know what I mean? But, you can't teach the spirit of a fighter. You can teach techniques, but you can't teach someone to be a born fighter,
For sure. I mean, I think that's just what I possess. It's my heart, my will to win. I'm always, if you're a gambler, I'm always going to fight for your money. So.
Now you're speaking my language.
I don't gamble.
But Well, you're gambling in a sense.
Yeah, I gamble with my brain. I gamble.
Yeah.
True. I don't wear a condom. That's why I don't. That's how I gamble. But I figure my God is the best, the pit boss, and then I'm okay. He's always checking, making sure.
He'll never give you more than you can't handle.
He never gave me more AIDS or HIV than my white cheese house can handle.
Living in the boxcar soon.
Wow, you listen. I'm here. I'm happy.
What do you do? What do you do for fun? Because you're based in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
And so,
what that must be like after being in Hawaii, Waikiki,
I know.
Oh my goodness!
I wouldn't say it's fun. I mean, especially in training camp. Really, I mean, literally,
it's just work.
A mountain bike.
Yeah, but it's hot than a motherfucker. I mean, it's hot. Oh God, it's hot.
Yeah, it's actually nice right now. It's really nice.
It's dry, porra.
It's dry as a mother effer. What do I do for fun? I don't know. Literally nothing. I train.
Stay at home.
I hang
watch
out with
TV.
my family. Yeah, I don't even watch TV. I watch like kids shit.
Wait, they with you? They stay with you?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you imagine you're a kid and you're climbing like the coconut trees and the sugar canes and stuff like that, and then dad's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, look, we're moving to fucking Vegas," and they're like, "Oh, caralho."
And you try to go out and play on the swing set, and like you sear yourself on the slide, and you can't grab any of
Yeah, the back is all like that when they slide down. Your back is burnt. Caralho.
takes the skin right off.
Yeah. My kid knows nothing else but Vegas, so.
Oh man. Well, no, but
Interesting.
but when you mentioned though, with the people that you were saying, like you train with the great people, obviously, who have you mostly been mixing it up with in preparation for this fight?
For this fight specifically, I've been training a lot with Patrick Mix.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
Patches. I call him Patches. He's
Yeah,
he's a dear light-skinned brother.
Yeah, his ground game is crazy.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's better than Bryce Mitchell's.
His guillotine
he can choke you from
is
anywhere.
death.
He
Yeah,
can choke you
but
from anywhere.
yeah,
He could choke you from
Yeah.
bottom. You could be in side control and he could choke you. Like
it's like a vampire. Yeah.
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 Him, Jeremy Kennedy has been helping me. Another
Nice.
Bellator featherweight. A lot of Bellator guys.
Okay.
Julian Arosa was helping me a little bit in the beginning.
Juicy
of
J, nice.
Juicy J. What about Strickland? He must have been getting you had it now.
Strickland.
Chris?
Yep.
Or at least positive affirmations he give you or something like that.
Yeah.
No,
a
I'm
little bit,
kidding. I'm
here and
kidding.
He actually
Yeah.
gave me pretty good advice. One time,
One
I had
time.
like a bad. One time, I had a bad day, and he was just saying like, I don't know, just said something about not being too. He's like, you're always gonna be your biggest critic, but don't self. I can't even think of the word because I'm stupid. And I just got done sparring, and my brain hurts.
That's okay, brother. I
No.
understand.
But
But he's
basically,
like,
don't beat yourself up too much.
Don't self-degrade yourself. That's what he said. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, that's you're pretty
Yeah.
smart. You're actually.
Yeah, I tell you what, that guy
That's
is
nice.
sneaky. He's sneaky smart and sneaky. He has a persona, image that he don't give a fuck and fuck you and other stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that's just because he's been through a lot of stuff in his life, and I think that I've been hearing some stuff coming out, especially after he won this title, where he's letting some of his true self out more. And I'm kind of surprised. I'm like, interesting. This guy there's more to that guy than meet the eye. I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I was.
No, I was
he's
gonna say, you're the one who
he's not
trains
a
with him,
bad
yeah.
guy. Like, day one when he showed up to the gym, I was like, dude, because I don't dislike people. I was like, I don't like this guy. Like, something in me was like a dog. Like, you just want to like.
I
attack.
understand. I
And
understand.
I was like, I don't like him. He just says stuff, and then you begin to understand him and know him and accept him, and then just you gotta love the guy. He's a little crazy, but you gotta give him some love.
And there's a difference between someone at work and someone in their private life,
Right.
especially in a fucking entertainment business setting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always, whenever I've had to, interviewed him, and he's like come to the, just in whatever interview, or he's come to the desk with us after, he's fine. And I agree with you. Like, he's more conscientious than he lets on sometimes. I do think certain things he has said, I am in my head going, that might be a real cry for help, and maybe you should talk to somebody.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he knows what he's doing when he's doing the act to feed into the hype in the fight and stuff like that.
And I think he's playing possum too, because he's a more cerebral fighter than he lets on. He makes you think that he's just a barbarian that goes in there and has like a tough man competition in there,
Yeah.
And there's a lot more to that, and it lull you into like, oh, this fucking goon, you know what I mean? And
and he's
you gotta
not,
watch
right.
out. You gotta watch out for that. And I appreciate, they did a very smart stuff. And hats off to him and the way he fought. And you can't say, oh, Adesanya was not him, so whatever. Hats off to him for this fight, because I was not rooting for him. I'm gonna be honest, but after the fight was over, I had to say, hey, listen, I got nothing negative to say about that guy. That guy went out there and took that shit,
you gotta
But
give
what
him
I did appreciate is before the fight, when you heard him and his team talking about the fight, they gave Adesanya all the respect in the world. Said he's the best ever, all that shit. I always think that people should do that, even if you don't believe it. You should do that like when people upset
Makes you look
LeBron
better.
James,
Totally
when
makes you
people,
look better.
But also so when people like in the last year's playoffs, I remember this young player on Memphis was talking shit to LeBron James and saying he's old and this and that. Then LeBron comes out and has like 60 points and
Works
100 rebounds and fucks him up and boot him out the playoffs. Instead, why don't you go, I don't know what you do, he's my idol, whatever.
Right.
And let his fucking guard down. Why you gonna upset poke the bear? It don't make any sense to me.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
I've always
So
been about that. Just build it. I always try to build up my opponents, and sometimes I build them up too much in my head and put them on a pedestal. But you gotta give them respect. You gotta give everyone who fights at this level respect. But at the same time, when I'm in there, I don't. Yeah, it's different.
Well,
Nice.
the ingredient is you can give them respect, but you can't disrespect yourself. You have to also
And you
give
can't
yourself
defer to them.
respect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of respect, Renato, we need to respect the fact that he has a family, and we gotta let him get out of it. I do remember
I kind of lose my family for this shit.
Yeah.
I turned off my phone. I blocked my family for this.
Yeah, you do that all the time.
Well,
One other thing I just remembered too, I think on their on Fight Island, I don't know if you remember, there was like a promo thing that they did, and it was like a little drawing or little cartoons of everybody that was over on Fight Island, and I think you and I are in a little canoe together or something, Dan, like out on a boat. I think
remember that now.
yeah, I think the two of us are together.
I gotta see that.
I never found myself in that, so
I should. Oh shoot, that was
I gotta see this
July
now.
of 2020.
it was like a Where's Waldo type of
Yeah, exactly. It was a Where's
Ooh,
Waldo
I like
thing.
the sound of this.
And I think the two of us were together in like a little canoe.
Are you sure that wasn't him and Bryan Battle, our next guy? Because
I
you
know.
and Bryan Battle have the same hair.
Or Rob Font.
Oh,
I know
Hobby
it could be Faunch. It
Oh,
could be
Hob
Faunch. But I don't think here I'm
No,
looking
we're
at
saying
the pictures from there.
Karyn have the same hair as Bryan Battle, Karaja.
Oh, I do.
You know
understand.
that one? They have the luscious Kenny G locks or whatever.
I know, but he bleached his now. He's like all bleached and like
I didn't even recognize him, to be honest. When I saw the picture, I was like, "Who's that?"
yeah.
I had to remember.
Well, anyway, I'm looking at all these pictures. If I find it, I'll share it and post it. But yeah, I think the two. Man, by the way, I loved Fight Island. I had a blast over there. I don't know if you did, but I was
All right.
I never went.
I have no complaints.
Oh wait, no,
Besides
there's
that
the
law.
map. Yeah, I thought it was cool, and I had a really good time. And
Yeah, but you
like,
wasn't fighting somebody and cutting weight and shit. You know, it's a
right?
different
I
experience.
agree.
for him.
I had a totally different experience. I'm
Plus,
just saying.
he was married or whatever. What he's gonna do? you
I
know?
would go back in a second for that experience. Like the way we got, like, I love the food. Like I would go back in a
Wait,
second.
how would you Uncle Hanesh do at Fight Island for her?
Not well.
No? You don't think maybe a couple of those like lesser known female fighters or something like that? Okay, like
I
Why
was
didn't you
thinking with
make
the
it?
locals, but yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
you mean the local like Abu Dhabi? You mean like Ahab, like the Arabian women and stuff like that?
Yeah, I don't think you'd do too well.
No, because I gotta check that thing down.
At any rate, before we completely offend somebody, let you get out of here before you're implicated in any of the things that he's about to say. But I will see you in a couple of weeks. As we know, you're in the co-main event against Bryce Mitchell.
Yep.
It's UFC Vegas 79. It's going to be an awesome fight. And thank you so much for joining us and stuff. And Hanach, anything you need to say to him before we let him get out of here?
No, just thanks for coming on, my brother. You know, it's a long time coming, and
Yeah.
we're gonna be excited to watch you, and we're always excited to watch you because,
Always.
like I said, you just have that way about you that you're a heel fighter, my brother.
Right on, guys. Thank you, Karyn. Thank you, Renato. Appreciate
Yeah.
you guys' time. I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Yeah, we will. Thank
we will,
you.
my brother.
See
All
you
right, take
then.
care. Shoot.
Bye.
Mahalo, aloha, whatever. Yeah,
Good dude.
good guy.
Dude.
I like him.
All he does is throw down. Like, all he
Period.
does
And
is throw
listen,
down.
and that's the thing is like you could show his fights to someone who don't know shit about fighting, and you go, okay, I like fights. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I like
Right.
this guy. You know, because
Right, that's it. Yeah.
sometimes you show you the fights to someone who's never seen them, and you go, "Oh, wait till you see this guy," and then it's like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? And then yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then so at least like with a guy like him, it's like, okay, he can't guarantee a win every time, but he's gonna guarantee you that he's gonna fucking like fight with passion, you know, and fight with guts, and fight with heart, and fight with his. He can't. I think he can't help but be himself, you know.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I don't mean that he's just a brute.
No.
You know what I mean? There's such technique within the. You know, it's beautiful to watch when you see him really in his zone. He's fucking throwing. He's the kind of guy he throw combination, you know, and they fast and nasty and stuff. It's like woo wee. And even when they're missing a couple, he and somebody's missing, you're like whoa. You know what I mean? Like, totally. You know, the danger.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, no, he's very exciting.
It's exciting. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why he's got a few performance awards and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you don't get that for nothing.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just, it's like he popped on the fucking scene. Usually I hear grumblings about somebody before they kind of pop on the scene. And this guy, I feel like, but because I'm not a religious watcher of the Contender series, or what is it called? Dana White's
Contender series.
I'm not I catch it here and there, but I miss a lot of these guys, and I don't even realize they come from there. And then so I just go, oh, this guy's his first UFC fight, and then he's like, look like that. I'm like, oh shit, you know?
Yeah,
it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's great. Okay, so Bryan Battle is up next, and he is also fighting on the same night.
I know.
And he's from The Ultimate Fighter and stuff. But yeah, in the meantime, Renato, what did, we were just talking about that with Sean. I do think Israel should get an immediate rematch. I know some people are like salty about that or don't think he should. But I do. But I think it was a combination of Sean doing the same Sean that he always does. And I did think Israel fought weird and wasn't the same Israel that he usually is. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Sean, as we've already discussed with Dan.
You can't.
We appreciate him, and he's always been a solid fighter, pressure fighter. He talks crap. Like, he's a very confident man inside the octagon. Like, I'm taking nothing away from him. But
this was a
do think
storm.
We saw an Izzy that was less than other Izzies we've seen.
This is okay. So I think, you know, both things can be true.
Right.
I think that, and you know what? Funny enough, the coach, something.
Eugene Behrman?
No, Nixon.
Eric Nixick.
Nixick. Yep. It's funny because before the fight, he said, look, this is not going to be easy. But do I think my guy can win? Yes. But it's going to take a lot of things to go right on our side. But not just that, some stuff have to go wrong on the other side, okay? Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened, you know? And the things that I think went right was Strickland have a very... First of all, the guy trains like a madman, okay?
Incredible gas tank.
He's not scared to put himself on the line to fight whoever. So he came in with his balls, you know what I mean? This defense that he has is very tricky, okay? Very, very fucking tricky. And also what he learned, I don't think Strickland that didn't fight Paul Hachan beats Izzy. I think the experience in seeing when you get too trigger happy, you know, how he was when he got knocked the fuck out before, you know? I think that you know, when he fought Pereira, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
When he fought him, it was because when you give a guy like that, he was opening up because he was thinking he was getting the best of him. Mm-hmm. And in him opening up, he had the false sense of confidence, which allowed him to get knocked out. in training with Pereira for this one, he was very smart this time. He understands, okay, I can't just be willy-nilly like, thinking, being cocky in there,
Right.
because that's gonna be the way that
I get.
yeah,
Yeah.
so he was very great game plan. He was very he wasn't he even though he was stalking him, he wasn't just the whole time throwing shots like he does against some
Right.
people, and it was very smart and very measured, and also in a sense he had nothing to lose. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of stuff in his favor, even though it seemed like he didn't have a lot of chance. Now, on the flip side, you have a guy that's just been having success. He just slayed his biggest dragon, He's got a fucking movie about himself coming out. He's never been hitcher. He's never been more put on a pedestal. He's probably never been spread so thin with his charm, I had a queasy feeling before the fight.
And it was a pretty fast turnaround, too.
Yeah, it was the same kind of feeling I had in the Dustin Poirier fight. When he was walking out, I was like, I don't feel good. And then I tried to talk myself into saying, oh, that's just bullshit. You don't know what you're talking about. That's nothing. You know what I mean? And for some reason, when I get this shitty feeling in the walkout, for some reason, it always come true. It's the weirdest thing, I can't tell until the day, and then I have this bad feeling, and I want to ignore it because I can't believe it.
Well, I hear you. I tell you what, let's get our next guest's opinion on this as well.
Oh, God.
Because he is here and he is a fighter. Now, the last time he went to work, he only had to go to the office for 14 seconds because he got
Wait a second. Wait, was that on... no, was that the one with the head kick?
No, it was Gabe Green, and Gabe came out guns a-blazing, and Gabe was like, Gabe,
Wait,
Gabe,
and then how did he win this
and Brian's like, okay, and Brian's like, working and back, but he's like, okay, and then countered, slept him. So anyway, let's bring him in, and we'll get his take on this as well. He's fighting at UFC Vegas 79, Ultimate Fighter winner. Listen, Bryan Battle, the Pooh Bear. Hey, how are you?
The Pooh Bear.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Pooh Bear.
I got my Pooh Bear necklace on.
Here we go. I got a little Pooh Bear with me in the background right here. You know
What
what I'm saying?
Nice.
Look at that one.
Go
Nice.
on.
Hey, what did you think? Do you think it was was it Sean being the best Sean could be? Was it Izzy having an off night? Was it both things? Like, what did you think on that fight?
Well, I wouldn't want to take anything away from Sean. You know what I'm saying? I think Sean went out there and had an absolutely perfect performance. I think it's one of those things where it was shocking to watch it. You know what I mean? Yep. But if you go back, because it's just, you just don't picture anybody beating Stylebender in a striking match. You know what I'm saying? He's been touted as the most sophisticated striker in MMA history, Yeah. But even if you go back and watch his kickboxing matches, the people who gave him the most problems, aside from Pereira, and even if you look at Pereira, people who can stock him and have solid defense and, kind of walk him down and back him up. Right. And people who don't get mesmerized. You saw Strickland's coach talking about it. Don't get mesmerized. Don't get snake charmed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, snake charm. Yeah.
If you're able to, kind of walk them down, trusting your defense and, fire when you have the opportunities, then you can give Stylebender real problems. You know what I'm saying? Easier said than done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Much easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? Or else someone else would have done it earlier. But, more credit to Strickland. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can't take nothing away from the guy.
He does that every day. He does that every day. That's the way he fights every day. So it was really it was crazy to watch. You know what I'm saying?
It was though. That was the thing.
It was so crazy.
And it's weird because I feel like there's a lot of Stylebender fans and there's not a lot of like straight up Sean Strickland fans, but it was still just kind of a cool thing to see because it was like a movie coming to life. You know what I'm saying? It was like regardless of the fact of all the experience that Sean has, it was watching a Rocky movie in real life. You're like, this can't be real. Like, I was falling asleep because that happens sometimes. The main events are late at night. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I start nodding off, and I've missed some really big moments. You know what I'm saying? I wake up, I'm like, no. Like I fell asleep when Amanda Nunes got beat
Oh,
by Juliana Pena.
Yeah.
I woke up and I was like, "So how did Amanda win?" They're like, "She lost." So I was like, "You're lying." And they're like, "No, dude." I digress.
Dude.
I was falling asleep, and then
Yeah.
Sean caught him with that slap hook right hand, and it woke me right up. I thought I was dreaming. I said, "Whoa!"
Right.
I was like, "Is this real?"
Yeah, he
life?
tagged him a few times.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It
was
was
definitely crazy to watch.
It is crazy. It's like something you don't think is possible. You're seeing something you think is impossible, and it's like, it was devastating in a way because it's not what I wanted to be seeing. But when all was said and done, and especially when you saw that true Strickland come out with his back at the end when he won, I said hats off to this fucking guy. You know what I mean? I'm like, he just did something that is not easy, man. And also that flight. That fucking being in someone's backyard, giving no fucking respect. I mean, that's not easy stuff. That's not easy. Forget about the fight itself. They're just the fucking whole thing of it all. The pomp and circumstance and all that shit.
100%.
Yeah, no, it's a lot to
easy.
go through. It's a lot to
I've
go
been
through.
going through it my whole life, God argue, and I'm dealing with that. And also,
It's a lot, and it is exciting
Female.
no matter who it is, if you're not rooting for them or if you are.
My skincare routine alone.
But to see somebody's
can be exhausting.
dream come true is pretty cool. But
Never mind
honestly,
that. Bryan Battle. I have
Renato,
to.
what you were
do you know-
saying about
Do you know, Bryan Battle, that I have to grow my own aloe vera, and once it becomes for this, and at a certain point the plant gets a certain age, I have to throw that one and start anew.
That's crazy.
So,
I was wondering why your skin was glimmering like that, though.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even want to get into all that. Anyway, so okay, go ahead.
I have an aloe vera plant. I actually have one, but anyway.
Well, I don't know why you don't avail yourself of that one. You could be
you
getting
know
some
this.
of the same
I'm
result.
94. I look really good.
Stop.
She's gonna be in the reboot of the Crypt Keeper. You know that one? You ever seen the trail from the Crypt?
Tales from the Crypt. He's too young.
Yeah.
He's too young. But Renato, Bryan is on Team Light Skinned, yeah?
Oh,
well, no shit.
All day. I'm one of the highest ranking members.
He is one of the delegation. We didn't even know what ethnicity he was, but he was automatically scooped up in the first round.
You know what I mean? Come on, brother.
Because his hair alone is legendary, and this is why I gotta say, listen, my brother, I'm not gonna lie. I had to grieve the loss of your hair.
It might be back one day. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't rule it out. You know what I'm saying? But right now we gotta go with what's got the good mojo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look, me and Eric Anders had a talk about that, and we shed some tears together as a brother.
But Blunt Brunson is working for him though.
You know,
no, that's fine. But Brunson
Oliveira.
Yes.
Brunson can't grow out.
Right.
Brunson have that because he can't grow out those lashes. He can't grow out those lashes locks like that. Are you fucking kidding me?
You're so cold.
I'm just telling you. Brunson don't have that.
No,
that's
you're right.
Indian.
You're right.
That's Indian hair.
When Eminem was at the highest point of his career, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had the blonde hair, you know what I'm saying?
This is true.
We're pushing it.
And we don't have no problem with that, but when a light-skinned brother is capable of having hair that look like, that look like a young El DeBarge, or even Kenny G, or something like that, you have to cultivate that one.
So, are you mad at like that what's his face quarterback from Kansas City that Mahomes doesn't grow his out?
Listen,
because you could tell Mahomes would have something going on if he wanted to let his grow out.
But he lets a little the front to have some fun here and stuff like that, and in the back, he almost got like a Kenny Powers, He almost got like a mileage, But I like action. Listen, and I don't dislike what you got going on here. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that, but I will tell you that. A lot of brothers wishing their best day, that they could have a hair like that, and they think you're wasting that.
It means a lot to me that I'm getting some love on this because there was a lot of haters, man. There was a lot of haters.
Okay, listen, But female haters or male haters?
Male haters. Male haters.
Have you seen the hair?
Exactly.
You're welcome to that. You're in like the club. Like, come on.
Imagine how many haters it don't matter. They jealous from that one. They jealous from that. Are you kidding me? Yeah. I mean, that's why they don't want to see you shine. They don't want to see that. And they also don't want to. They don't want you on top of them ground and pound with your Jerry curl juice dripping in there. It's like acid. It's like hydrochloric acid in their fucking eyes.
And they can't see where you're looking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got a question. In modern MMA, do they have a rule about hair care product?
I want to say you can't wear anything where it would. I don't think you can wear anything where it would become an issue during, because some of that stuff, once you start getting sweaty. Well,
what I'm
saying, it really
Can you imagine?
Well, that's the thing. Most people get their hair braided, and I think when Tiana does it, it's like just clean. Like, you know what I mean? She's not got a lot of product in it.
But hear me out here. I could manage you, by the way. And if we start managing you, I'm gonna put caustic Jerry curl juice in your hair. And have some lye in there and stuff like that. And if we can we can have a system where it's not gonna go to you. Can you wear a headband or
no? It's not the Kumite.
Wow.
But it was a good idea, though. I like the idea.
Yeah.
I think for fighting, anything goes. I think you have to put hair product in. I think
you have to. It's
a wasted opportunity.
It's incumbent upon you to do that, my brother.
Yeah.
Listen, a lot of guys don't have. You gotta work with the skills. If you're fat, if you hold chand, and like you're Vinny Magalesh, he use his weight to lay on you. To stall. But if you're heavy, if God gave you luscious hair like that, luscious locks, sumptuous curls, well, what the fuck are you doing?
It was a blessing and a curse, though, because sometimes when you're on your feet, your hair's bobbing, they can't see your eyes. You're used to the hair being in your eyes, like you said, in grappling. You can just put your hair all up in their face, and they're just uncomfortable. On the flip side, for every time your hair is an advantage, it also can be a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? Because people get caught in the cage. You know what I'm saying? Get stuck under people's elbows.
Wait, you curls got caught in the cage?
That's happened before. Where it gets caught in the cage.
That's never happened to me.
Caught in someone's elbows or something like that.
The only thing ever happened before they used to require cop in there. My Johnson used to get caught in the bottom of the cage. Like my Johnson, he maybe come out that side and then kind of hop around, or get caught in like the the thing where your Charles get caught between the canvas and that. And then you get stuck onto there.
That sounds unpleasant.
Listen, this is high class. Listen, this is high class problem. I don't want to complain. I'm as God made me. But thank God a lot of other guys don't have to deal with the same stuff.
Why am I blanking on her name? The poor judge sitting there. What's her name?
Oh, Kim or whatever.
Kim was a referee. I'm talking about the judge. Anyway, I was gonna say. Aspinall used to talk about, that's why he cut his hair too. His curly hair would get caught in the cage and stuff like that.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Yeah. I remember Angela said when Angela Hill, when she had her afro bleached, same thing. She would get tufts of it would get ripped out from, because when it got bleached, it would get dry and then it would get rubbed up against the thing and then chunks would come out. And
I've seen people with dreadlocks, the whole dreadlock get ripped off at a time.
Oh, I seen that just in fights in the club or whatever. Okay, I know that shit happened. Yeah, I know that shit happened. But how did Shonuff, the Shogun of Harlem, he used to just go like this.
Oh God.
He go, nigga, please. He remember? Catches bullets with his. I remember that.
So listen, you've got a fight coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
You're 4-1 in the UFC with 3 finishes. The only fight that didn't go your way was to Fakhretdinov, who murked Kevin Lee. Yeah. So that's aging well. Everybody's like, you lost to that dude, whatever. He murked Kevin Lee.
Ain't no loss age well. Anytime, I have the utmost respect for Fakhretdinov. Anytime he wants to run that back.
Fuck the Dean off, as far as I'm concerned.
He's a sweetheart. He's a very talented person.
Oh, he's a sweetheart.
You know what I'm saying? No, he's a super nice guy. His whole team is really nice. But you know, that loss keeps me up at night. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, he's supposed to.
He's a monster. You know what I'm saying? I popped my knee 10 days before that fight. I was in the hospital the day before because I got really sick. And you know, I
like this. We're gonna add on all the reasons. We're gonna add on all the reasons why.
Here's what I'll say. I'm not saying that I could, because you know, all that stuff had nothing to do with my hips. You know what I'm saying? That had nothing to do with my ability to sprawl out on them. So I learned a lot of lessons technically from that fight. But one of the biggest things I learned was against someone like that, someone who's that high level, you can't go in with that many things going against you as well. But with that being said, I learned a lot of things on the technical side too, because his shot caught me off guard a little bit. I didn't think his shot was going to be like that.
Well, sometimes, sometimes the techniques is like that. Like you might never get caught in a guillotine, and you just know you know guillotine so well that you're like, I always smell it coming. I have my stuffs I do, and then out of nowhere, some dude comes in and he just have a different little recipe, a little spice on there, and then you're like, you get caught and you go, what the fuck?
100%. Well, because if you look at his tape before my fight, I'm looking at his tape. I'm like, and, you know, we took this fight on short notice too. You know, we're looking at it, and it's like, okay, he does double legs and single legs. I know how to defend double legs and single legs. Okay, easy peasy. But then he shoots the first double leg. I said, oh, that's not a normal double leg. That's not a normal double leg. You know what I'm saying? He goes single leg. Like, that's not a normal single leg. And so that's just one of those.
For whatever reason, the timing, like, whatever it is. Yeah. I used to say that when you see. So when you see GSCP in the old days, when he would pass somebody's guard, it looked like he was just going. It looked like there was no technique to it. It looked like he was just like, "Excuse me, I want to get a better position here. I'm just going. Excuse me while I go here." You know, and it looked like it was like anybody can do that. It looked so easy, but it's like, no, there's a thing to it, and you just have until you feel it, you just don't know, you know.
Facts, 100%. Yeah. So it's very humbling. I learned a lot, but anytime if Fakardinov has trouble finding an opponent, then I will be more than happy. I'm gonna handle my business with AJ first, but then I will be more than happy to get that one back anytime.
Now what's this AJ? What is his what kind of problems do he present?
Ooh, I mean, AJ, he presents, you know, once we're in the UFC, everyone presents problems, you know what I'm saying?
Well, of course.
He, you know, because going into this one of those things where a lot of people are looking at his stature, you know what I'm saying? He's a little bit on the shorter end of the welterweight spectrum.
That don't mean nothing.
His reach is 67 inches. Mine's a 77 inches. But with that being said, he's good at closing the distance. He's very explosive. You know what I'm saying? He hits hard. He does that. He has very dynamic striking. You know what I'm saying? We'll throw spinning wheel kicks. We'll throw flying knees. Got a contract in the UFC with the flying knee. You know what I'm saying? And he's got a very dangerous arming guillotine. Like one of those kind of arming guillotines that you don't want to even play around with. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that's another technique that people think they always safe in because so many people's arming guillotines suck.
Yeah. Facts.
So people get a false sense like, I never get caught in those. Yeah, because the people doing it to you don't know how to do it.
No, I went to a Brazilian guy at the jiu-jitsu gym, and I was like, hey, can you put me in an arm and guillotine real quick? And then he put me in it, and you know, my head almost popped off. I said, okay, all right. I said, this is probably what this motherfucker's guillotine feels like. Okay. So,
because you can't finish. People think you can finish an arm and guillotine just like a regular guillotine, and they doing this shit. And it's never going to work like that. It's all about the position and going on your side and crunching in and stuff.
Because you got to shut that artery off more.
Yeah, right? it's the polar opposite to how you do a regular guillotine, and it has nothing to do with strength. It's all about position. And so many people do it wrong. You know, just like you know, I do a good north-south joke. You know, and most people I can get with that because they've never been caught in that because they like that submission sucks. Yeah. But then when they feel it done a certain way, they're like, it's too late. They're like, they're almost comfortable to be in there, and they're, oh God, you know. And then that's when they go, oh God, how strong? Why you wait, my brother? I wish I didn't have staff, or I wish I didn't eat before I train. You know, you're like, no, okay.
Right? No, I got you. That's all.
Facts. Well,
so the last fight you had only took 14 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So what the hell did that feel like? You literally can't dream that up. Like you can't like, what the hell what were you literally actually thinking? Like, how the F did I just pull that off?
Well, not only was it 14 seconds, but it was 14 seconds in my hometown in front of all my people.
In North Carolina. That's right.
In Charlotte, that's the first fight my mom's ever, first grappling tournament, first practice, whatever. And
I know she was happy. I know she was fucking happy.
That's my baby. Yeah.
They said my dad said she was, when he came at me all crazy and whatnot, my mom got up and started leaving. She was like, I can't watch this. So she started getting up and leaving.
Because I said that Gabe came hot out of the gate. Like,
it came super hot. I think the crowd really got to him, to be honest. I think, when the crowd started booing him, I think that really messed with him a little bit.
He wanted to show him what's up or whatever.
Something. Like, he had to get the nerves out. Because he says it didn't, but I was looking at his body language. I was like, I think he's a little bit bothered by all these boos right now. Because it was the largest domestic UFC fight night in history up to that point. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it still is, but up to that point, it had been the largest, most attended UFC fight night. And I was the second fight, but at that point, you know what I'm saying, the stadium was almost full. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people were there. They say that was the loudest fight out of all the fights, the whole entire night.
Because you had your people. You bring the people. Yeah. That's Carolina, North Carolina?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Like
Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm the king of Charlotte. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I like that.
That's my palace. I run that place. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that.
My mom gets to the end of the row and my dad's yelling. He's like, "The fight's over," and she's like, "What?" She's
like, "My baby,
no."
Meanwhile, you're jumping up and down. Yeah,
I'm all over the place. She said she felt like a mini celebrity that day. People were stopping her in the bathroom.
That must feel
take pictures with her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that must be something for your kid. Especially the woman who birthed you to see some shit like that. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because it's like, I'm sure your mom felt that way, but I gotta say, both of us, we know Alan Jobin. I remember. For I want to say it might have even been his second pro fight. We had to drive to some fucking shithole. I don't know how far away it was, and it was in the middle of nowhere. It was like an Indian casino, but in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I remember he was fighting Tyson Griffin's younger brother. And at the time, Tyson Griffin was at the height of his success.
He was the man,
and there was so much buzz. They were like, "Oh, his younger brother's gonna be even better," whatever. And I got hopped into smoking natural medicine and drinking tequila with some of us who
before
came
the
for
fight,
him.
and you were cornering Alan.
No, I wasn't cornering. I wasn't cornering for this one.
Oh, okay.
And then someone had the bright idea that was like, "Are you sure? Maybe we should get up there." And we was like, "Nah," and then we were like, "Oh, fuck it, we go up there." So we were like lucky. We was just like, we missed the fucking entrance or whatever, and I was just getting into my seat. And then he fucking flying. I can't remember. It was like a flying knee or something. He fucking knocked this guy out in, I don't know, 7 seconds, whatever the fuck it was, like the fastest KO or whatever. And I had just my ass just hit the seat when he knocked the guy out. And in a way, of course, I wanted him to win, but I was like,
damn,
brother, for this fucking
can I get
shit.
Something?
Yeah,
people probably, they wanted to see you throw down
a little couple of something happening here. I was almost like this. I almost was like, "Boo, fuck this shit."
Run it back.
My popcorn. This is fun.
Yeah, he's okay. Pick him back up. That guy's
Pick him back up. Start it over.
Come on.
Yeah. It's like Chael. I thought that just meant I lost the round.
Yeah, exactly. It was just bittersweet. You know what I mean? I was kind of like, well,
what do you mean?
Yeah. I was like, it's great that you won, but God on you. I mean, I want my money back.
What was crazy is no one said that about the 14-second fight. A lot of people said that about the 44-second fight, the one you referred to earlier, when I kicked the
head kick
in the head.
Now, why they said that? Why?
Because a lot of people, they were just like, "Come on, man." I mean, kind of like you said, they're like, "Yo, we tuned in." You know what I'm saying? You think we could get a little bit? I'm like, no.
No.
I
tell you what, I love that. That one knockout, I fucking love that. Because you could see the wheels turning in your head when it was, when you were setting it up. It was like you could see you conjuring it up. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like, and I always love that technique, and I feel like it's like one of the most underutilized things in MMA. And it's just that simple thing. It's like that way that it's similar. It's in the same universe as the way that what's his name, Leon Edwards beat Usman. You know?
Yeah. Oh man, dude, I tell you what, that was such a like once again, that was so cool to happen, but it was also low key a buzzkill because it was something where it was like an underutilized technique. And so it's like I did it in the first minute of like an undercard fight in the Apex, and then literally Leon Edwards, he goes and does it in front of a live crowd in Utah in the 5th round of a title fight, and you know, everyone's like, "This is crazy." I was like, "I did
like we've never seen this before." Like, wait a second, but anybody who has did karate before, that's a standard fucking karate setup, and it's one of those ones that you think to yourself like, I must, you know, when something seems so simple and it would work, you think I got them, they must know something I don't know, because it just seemed like that's tailor-made for this shit. And what I love though is I think sometimes the guys don't okay, so when you see it normally, you see the jab being the thing as the kind of like, okay, they flick that out there and then they kind of hint at the right hand and throw behind it. What I loved about yours is you hit it with the right hand. It wasn't just a distraction, a decoy. The right hand, you could clearly hear the impact of the right hand. It was like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and it was just, your brain can't fucking react to that. And you're not, even if you're practicing for that, you have 10,000 more reps dealing with the 1, 2, 3, the 1, 2, 3 with the hands. You don't have that many reps with that fucking kick coming behind it, especially not if you get smacked in the chops by it.
Well, and two things on that, Nat, because you're 100% spot on, right? One of the biggest things, even who are we talking to?
I mean,
when I'm trying to show the technique in the gym, and I'm showing people, that's one of the biggest things. No one wants to commit to whichever. If you're going with the left kick, the jab to the left kick, or the cross to the right kick, you know what I'm saying? No one ever wants to commit to the punch beforehand. They just kind of like half throw it and then throw the kick, but no one ever buys that. You know what I'm saying? You can't get the proper reaction you want if you don't fully commit to the punch, because the idea is you're trying to get them to slip their head off the center line. And you know, anybody with any good range management, you know, any good depth perception, they're going to be like, okay, that punch isn't going to hit me. They have to think that the punch is going to hit them. And then so many guys have their head, they got boxing head movement, and their hands don't move with their head. And, you know, in MMA, it's too dynamic of a sport for your hands not to constantly be by your head. You know what I'm saying? This isn't boxing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't just lean out of the way of a punch. You know what I'm saying? You got elbows, knees, kicks, and all those other things. So, you know, anytime, like at the beginning of the fight, like you said, I did a jab hook, and I saw how far he leaned off when I did. In fact, no, it was a parry jab. It was a parry jab. And I saw how far he leaned off, and I said, no, there can't be that. Like, that's crazy. And so I was like, okay, well, let me mess around and see what happens if I do this. And I threw the 1-2 kick. And I was like, that's crazy. I was like,
and if you think about your brain, go ahead. I don't want to step on you. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and I think what's crazy about this too is that you keep surprising people, and that's not to say that people don't think you can win or whatever, but it's like, you know, you come off the Ultimate Fighter, and usually people come off the Ultimate Fighter and they take a little while to develop a little more and this and that, but it's like, wait, you got 2 finishes that fast, like you've blitzed that, you know, 2 people like that quickly, like wait, what? Like what? And the fact that you change, you know, you drop weight and all this stuff, like it's almost like it. Like you went a couple steps forward, like you went ahead a little faster than other people have who've come out of the show. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, definitely. Because I think one of the big things about the show a lot of times, or even like some guys off the Contender Series, is kind of like getting to the UFC is kind of like the goal. You know what I mean? And
not thriving in the UFC.
Yeah, for me, getting to the UFC was never the goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I want to be a world champion one day. So it's like, you know, as soon as I got to the UFC, I was, you know, you're looking at these guys who are fighting at the top of the card, and you're like, these guys are borderline superhuman people.
Yeah, totally.
Like, and it's like, okay, well, I want to beat these guys. So what do I need to do to myself, you know what I'm saying, in order to be able to beat the top guys? You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking at guys who are around where I'm at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the guys at the very top, you know what I'm saying? And so, and I think that's helped me out. Like you said, like, you know, if you look at my tape from my last 3 fights, you can almost throw away that tape. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see a whole lot. 2 fights ending under a minute, and then 1 fight I put on my back the whole time. So I guess, you know, that would be the takeaway.
3 finishes and 4 wins.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so, and you know, now I'm at welterweight, so it's like a whole nother dilemma for people to deal with. So no, I you know, I'm very blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed with a wife who puts up with a lot of my, you know, insanity. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a tough person to be in a relationship. You know,
Any fighter is though. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Training all the time, doing all this. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to have you know, really good teammates who are, you know, more or less where I am. You know what I'm saying? They just haven't gotten recognized yet. You know what I'm saying? So we're all,
they're just not as good or something. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. But
but that's the part.
Yeah, no,
that's the part. I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna isolate that clip with no anything else,
No
and it's just gonna have Jamaican air horn. It's gonna be. I'm gonna go. Yeah, they're just not as good. You're gonna go, yeah, and they go.
And then you're gonna just be.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Totally.
My brother.
No, that's
Sparring day is gonna be like. Yeah.
You guys is gonna be like Eeyore with Winnie the Pooh. They're gonna be depressed.
They will be.
But listen. No, I mark this down. By this time next year, there will be 2 more guys from my gym inside the UFC. We got a guy at 6-1 and a guy at 5-1.
Nice.
Right now, you know what I'm saying? They're knocking on the door.
Can we get the names to give them a little love here?
Shamik Harvey, he's 6-1.
Oh, Shamik. Wait, Shamik from 212 is alive?
No.
Shamik.
But listen, you'll love his hair. He's got this crazy fro. You know what I'm saying? He's a 125er. He's unbelievable energy. He's got a tank that goes on forever. And then
nice.
my other brother, Jonathan Martin. He's
Jonathan
currently
March.
the 155 Aries champion.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's Aries. So you guys into? So he's more aggressive. Can he can get cranky at time if he gets and they don't mix well with the with Sag.
See, I don't know when Aries actually. I don't know what month that is.
That's March. My mom's in Aries. She's born late March. She's in Aries.
Why did you say that like what you call alfalfa or whatever? You were my mom's an Aries.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
My mom.
I was just. I don't know. It's probably because this is empty and I'm like March.
No, but okay. So you got some. That's good. You got some guys
that's
coming
awesome.
up.
That's awesome.
You gotta big up these guys.
That among other guys, you know what I'm saying? I love my teammates. I love my coach, and then even all the people I work with, my boxing coach. You know what I'm saying? The people I do jiu-jitsu with, you know, my strength and conditioning coach. You know what I'm saying? He's as passionate as I am. I told him when we first started working together, I was like, I want to be a world champion one day. So you need to put these workouts together like you're working out with a world champion. And, you know, his eyes lit up. And the moment his eyes lit up, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, because you're like, this shit's not going to hurt. This just not going to be easy. Hurt. Yeah.
No, it's
but you want it. You want it.
Painful, but it's paid off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't have said it if you didn't want it.
Exactly.
You said it. You said it for a reason, you know?
Well, it's funny too. I was watching today in preparation for this weekend's work, the sort of build up to Grasso and Shevchenko and all the stuff with Valentina
Grasso.
was talking about her whole life. But it's gonna be a great fight. But like Valentina just talking about her whole entire life, like dedicated to martial arts, and she's like, this guy was my coach from this age, and like talking about how we can like build the machine and make it better every time. And it's just like she's like, it's not an easy life. And I'm like, when you really think about a champion's life and how much work it is, like
tell me about it. You know what?
A lot of people say it. I don't know if a lot of people really mean it when they say they're going to put that work in. That's
Karyn Bryant, you know,
100%.
I've been building up for Grasso myself for a long time. Here.
Keep your
You know,
hands off of sweet Alexa Grasso. She has the face of an angel.
that's exactly why
You leave that sweet girl alone. Thankfully, she has hands and can defend herself. You leave
I have hands
Alexa
too.
Grasso alone.
I got this meat hook here. I got
will
meat
say that
hooks
about
here.
her. She
Yeah.
seems like she can handle herself, so you
Yeah.
don't have to worry about what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So if you
You
see
don't
him
have
in
to
a
worry
picture
about
with
your
her,
Uncle
just know
Henry.
that it's
It's consent.
It's consensual.
It was
not.
consent, yeah. Because first I put the underhooks, then
No.
I put the meat hooks.
No.
Oh, God, yeah.
Then she put
Wow.
the pow pow. The
No,
pow
no, no.
pow.
That don't matter. My God, it's between me and my God.
That's going to be a hell of a fight.
No,
Yeah,
but what I
right.
was gonna say too, before I forget about that one technique, what I love about how you did it and what you said about committing is okay. Say you get used to seeing those fucking, you get used to thinking about this technique, okay, and you think, okay, he's throwing the height, the jab, and then the height, and then maybe I can, you know, get out of the way of the kick or something. But when you get the chin music or you get it, you know, to the lips, your brain can't think about it. All it can think about is that it can't process that and get out of the way now. You know what I'm saying? You know, because so
Yeah.
you know, it's a very devastating fucking mind fuck. You know, even,
then
and it's
not
such a
only
simple
that-
technique.
Not only
Yeah.
that, but if you're close enough to land a clean punch, you're close enough to land a devastating kick, even if their head goes backwards.
Well, fuck
Even
yeah,
if they
yeah,
try to go
true.
out of
Or
range.
let's say something, whatever they would try to do, whatever the fuck that would be to get away from the kick, you still have to process. Oh, I got hit. You know, when you get, even when you as a kid, you get punched in the mouth in the playground. You go like this. It's gonna hit me in the mouth. You know what I mean? Like you feel some kind of way about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you don't say it out loud, you go like this. Oh,
Right.
You know, so it's like you have to. So, and then the kick is coming. It's just a good night. You know.
Yeah, is it? It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Well, so you said
love
you were
it.
saying
I
that
love
you have the reach advantage, a 10-inch reach advantage in this. But you know, yeah, like him being able to get on the inside. I don't know if you're. Yeah, there you go, kid. I'm just getting a refill from the kid on the top shelf. No, just the top.
Oh
shelf.
yeah, no,
Just
do all
the-
that stuff
no, to the left,
on
to
our
the left.
time.
Yes. No,
No,
I was just
no,
gonna-
that's fine.
Just that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Hey, if the kid's here, I got to get refill service.
what I'm
And
saying?
she's pouring
It's
me
better
the
than me
rest of my
being
beverage.
there watching her or whatever.
No, but on the way in, you know, you could maybe land some knees. You could maybe land, you know what I mean? There's a lot of opportunity when you know somebody has to get in there.
Well, and it's that, and you know, training for this fight. The thing is like this isn't the first time he's fought a tall guy. You know what I'm saying? And Semi the Jedi is a big guy. You know, I'm sure his whole career, you know, he's been used to having to work his way in.
Right.
So I'm not expecting him to come in anything goofy or anything like that. But if he at any time if he does overextend himself, I'm going to be ready to capitalize. But you know, I'm assuming the way that he's training, he's being really smart and tactical about it, and it's like I'm gonna have to draw that out of him. I'm gonna have to pull him, make him lunge in. You know what I'm saying? So I can make him pay for it. But I mean, regardless, no matter what happens, you know what I'm saying. You know, if he wants to grapple, we can grapple. You know what I'm saying. A lot of people don't think I can grapple, but most of my wins have been by submission. You know what I'm saying. So
What's his pedigree? What's his pedigree with the grappling?
Straight up pedigree, I'm not too sure. I don't know what
Okay,
I've seen
let's
in the
say,
fights.
do you know if he's a high level jiu-jitsu guy at all, or are you just aware of his jiu-jitsu from MMA or anything about the guy?
I know he's
competed.
I know he's competed in some tournaments.
Okay.
And looking at his just watching him grapple in the fights, you know what I'm saying? You can tell that he's definitely comfortable there. You know what I'm saying? Specifically from on top. He doesn't look as comfortable from the bottom, but he definitely looks comfortable on top. And he's got a really explosive double leg. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, like once again, from fighting Renat, I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
If someone can hit a double leg in the UFC, it doesn't matter how simple it looks. You got to respect it. You know what I'm saying? So he's got a really, really explosive double leg that if I just stand in front of him and walk towards him, you know what I'm saying? He's probably going to land one of those. So, you know, I have to respect that and I have to address that problem before it even happens. So, and he's got a really tight, you know, because he's got a smaller frame. He's got a really, really tight top game. You know what I'm saying? And then where he normally gets that arm in guillotine is when people get the underhook and they're trying to build themselves back up. So he'll almost let you get that underhook so you can start building yourself back up, and then that's when he'll snatch that arm in guillotine. So, you know, he's definitely fundamentally sound in the grappling, and he's definitely got some systems where he can set traps and whatnot. So,
guys like that can get that heavy control on top, right? They just it's like they're just like a little compact, like.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Very annoying to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's pros and cons.
The thing that's interesting too is, I mean, I wonder for you, usually people complain about wrestling day, right? Wrestling's a day they don't like and nobody likes that. But for you, I wonder when it's like straight up cardio day, you're like, because your fights don't last that long. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I wonder if sometimes for you, you're like, road work. Road work. You know what I mean? But you gotta do it. I mean, I know you gotta do it, and I'm kidding. I know you're not slacking, but But at the same time, you know, it is kind of cool that you get to finish fights pretty quickly.
No, I mean, you know, like I said, if you're gonna be a fighter at the top of the game, you have to. I think. You have to be enough of a threat to where people don't just come at you, because if they come at you, they know that you have the ability to finish them early, but then you also have to be able to put it on somebody else. So you have to be able to put it on someone for 15 minutes. And so I'm not trying to leave the second round for the foreseeable future, but with that being said, if we do go 3, you know what I'm saying, I'll be fit as a whistle, you know what I'm saying? I'm preparing for the worst case scenario. I'm preparing for AJ Fletcher like he's a world champion. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you have to do.
It's true because people could think, oh, all I need to do is weather the storm for a little bit here, and then I'm fine. I need to just get past a couple minutes and I'm good.
Because inside, you know, you
I'm
bullshitting.
cracking you off the rip. You know what I'm saying? That I'm planning on cracking you for the rest of the fight. However long, ever many cracks you can take, I'm gonna give them to you. You know what I'm saying? I got more cracks than you can take. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, whether it's the first crack or, you know, the 100th and the 300th crack in the third round. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna keep on coming, keep the pressure up. You know what I'm saying?
That's where that confidence come. If you did the work, you can get those quick finish because you know that you can go to the fucking distance, and you come with supreme confidence, you know, and you don't even have to have those kind of nagging like, what if, you know, the anxiety.
Right. When you have no self-doubt because you know you're ready. It
brings anxiety, you know, when you know that you bullshitting, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
but that's like anything in life. If you know you only halfway prepared on something, you're like, ooh, I hope I don't get called out on this thing. You know, I'm good over here, and let's pay attention to this part because I kind of slacked on this. You know,
10,000. And something else I'll say. One of the big things I learned about the Renat fight was I took that on 17 days notice, and you know, because I always train. I'm always training because you always got to be improving, and so I felt like, you know, from being on the regional scene and, you know, even being in Tough, you know, you got to fight all the time. You just take fights, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once again, at the highest level, you know, there's a difference. I learned how valuable it is to peak, you know what I'm saying? To really peak, to work hard and to get yourself in the best possible version. Like, you might not be totally healthy, but mentally and physically as much as possible to actually peak and to be the best version of yourself, and how much of a difference that makes, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to just kind of like going in there, you know, as is, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
so I'm confused.
Yes.
Now, is that because you get your testosterone open? Because when we used to have it, the co-ed stuff, I check a peak and I look some of the female or whatever. It's like, it's important to check a peak just to get you, keep yourself feeling like a heel.
That's on my old lady. You know what I'm saying?
Your old lady.
P-E-A-K. Peak. physically, mentally,
So I have
everything at the
already-
apex of performance, so that on fight night, all guns are, everything's at the top.
That's what I was
As
talking about.
opposed to just showing up for a fight, sometimes where you're like, hey,
My
I'm
Johnson go
good.
to the to the apex up here. But you know what the thing is I understand. I have an old lady here too who keep me from who try to play ahead too.
You get and here's what I will say about all this in the Apex.
Yeah.
I want to say that me and my buddy Ryder Newman from
Okay.
our season of The Ultimate Fighter, we're the only people to ever
From
streak
Seinfeld.
through the Apex.
Oh, nice.
They didn't make the show. They didn't make the
Oh,
show. But we
caralho.
streaked through the whole Apex.
Okay, so you guys had the confidence to do that. That's signal. We can surmise some stuff about that.
Ryder.
I'm still
Yeah.
looking for that footage. If we can get that footage,
Nice.
that'd be great. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I'm still
great.
producers
That
want-
footage.
and I know
It's
they're
out there
recording
somewhere.
everything. I know they're
It's out
recording
there
the whole
somewhere,
thing,
I'm
you know what I mean?
sure.
So it's
That's
out there.
great. Oh, that's awesome.
I bet you Dana White put the kibosh on that because he gets
Kibosh.
he
I think it
didn't
would've
want the
been good for
kibosh
good
on
TV.
there.
I
I think so too.
That would have been the most exciting moment of our season. You know what I'm saying?
They can put that
Like,
on the
yo, that's
Oxygen
crazy.
network for the ladies or whatever. They can see that version.
Oh, that's great. That
Hey,
is
the ladies
great.
like that
You know
kind
what
of
I'm
stuff.
Hey, come on.
Hey,
now.
we know how you do. We know how you do. Wait, what is your ethnic background? I mean, I would guess if I was just looking that you're black and white, but maybe you got other shit going on.
No. That you hit it on the nail. My
Okay.
dad is white. My mom's black.
Okay, well, at least that's the more exotic version of that.
Yeah.
Wait, you got that?
It's-
No, you don't got that.
it's
Wait,
more-
what did you
it's
say?
more common-
White dad, black mom, you said.
White dad, black mom, which is more
Yeah,
common
that's-
nowadays. But when I was growing up,
That's what my
It
kid
It was
has.
very uncommon back in the day. Yeah.
so that's it. See, Miss Bryant, you're a real one. You know what's up. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
no, that like it was definitely funny. Like, growing up, anywhere we went, if both of our parents weren't there, if you just went with one parent, people are like, "Oh, are you adopted?" And you're like,
Right.
Yeah.
"No."
People thought I was her nanny at first. People
Yeah.
like
No.
asked, thought I was fully her nanny, and just thought that that my ex and she were related, but that we weren't, because when she first was really young, she didn't have hair, so it took a long time for her hair to come in, and then once
Yeah.
that came
Oh,
in,
caralho.
she actually looks a lot like me. But
Yeah.
no, people thought I was her nanny.
But before
That's
that,
crazy.
yeah. Well,
So-
Okay,
I
just-
have the opposite. My mom heavy blonde hair and blue eye, and she used to be breastfeeding me, and people would say, like, they would be like shocked. They would be like, "Who's?"
Yeah.
Because even when I was darker, I guess because
Yeah.
you're smaller, more compact, and it didn't grow out yet, so I was darker. And they was like, "Whose like she was just breastfeeding a random baby or whatever. Like, whose baby is that?" I'm like, "Who the fuck baby do you think it is, motherfucker?" You know? Yeah, people would get like, people was like gonna, in shock. Whose
Yeah.
baby is that? Whose baby? Who
It's
baby?
like, is my baby back?
baby?
Yeah, my baby.
Baby.
You fucking mind your business. caralho. And meanwhile, I'm going like this. Hey, I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up over here. I'm trying, don't fuck my shit up here.
He's like, back off, bro.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
ruining
living-
my situation, brother.
I'm living my best life.
Come on,
Yeah.
brother.
You were already
already-
at a young age used to angry women, though, when you were sucking on the nips.
I was already getting white women's breasts when I was that age, caralho. Can you imagine?
You used to
fuck.
then yelling at people while you're doing it, yelling. And...
It ain't no thing to me.
Hey, Brian, what do you do for fun when you're not training and stuff? Well, you got to do something. I forget. Are you a gamer? I forget if we had talked about this before.
I will play the Xbox. I got one of those Series X's. I'm not a massive, like, I play a couple games, you know what I'm saying, but it's pretty inconsistent. Like, if
What
I got
kind
the
though
time-
is your style?
You said what?
What kind is your style? Like Call of Duty, Call of Duty?
No, because everyone on there's too good. I don't even waste my time with that.
Or
You know
they
what I'm
snipe
saying?
you. I hate the guys who snipe.
Yeah,
That's chicken shit.
no,
Yeah.
everybody. Like, it doesn't matter what the gun is. It doesn't matter. I just like.
I feel you.
And then my buddies are like, "Come on, man! We can play as a group." But then the whole time you're holding the group back. They're making jokes.
Yeah,
You're like,
you can
I
feel
don't
it.
even
You
wanna
can feel
be
it.
here.
Yeah.
I don't even
I
want to be
understand.
here. This is, but
Yeah.
I'll play the Formula One game.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
Oh,
that's
okay.
because
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
play that by myself. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I can just
Yeah.
practice that by myself, and it's good because I can see the improvements. Like, it's a hard game, but I don't have to play against people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I can just play by myself. I can see the improvements
Right.
happening. But
that's what I say. The UFC game is so fucking hard that you have to train and get so good at it because it's so sophisticated that you might as well learn heel martial arts. The kind of time you could be in the UFC by the time you spend that much time learning how to play the fucking game.
No, it's crazy because the timing is similar. Like there's a little bit of lag between when you hit the buttons and when it happens on the screen. But once you get used to the game timing, like the timing is similar, the tactics are similar.
Yeah, and, they do a good job, but it's fucking hard. I mean, you really gotta practice. You gotta practice that shit. You gotta so much stuff.
Practice button combinations, and that's another one where I'm just like, you know what? I do this every day. I don't need to play a video game. I'm good. Another thing, along with the F1, is I'll go karting too. That's like my big. If I go and I'm like doing something nice and wholesome with my boys, you know what I'm saying? We're at the go-kart track, you know what I'm saying? Flying around.
Oh no shit! I love that stuff. That's fun. Wait, okay. So have you heard about this? I think we talked about this with somebody. Do you know that they have some go-kart tracks that's like live Mario Kart now?
I've seen that. I haven't ever done one, but I've seen
that shit looks like the best version of it.
Well, the only thing I'm nervous about is if there's like some electric control over it. I don't want any electricity in my go-kart. I want that thing to be straight up gas. You know
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
I want to.
I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works.
So, but you're driving or somebody's control? Like who's the? I don't understand.
No, so
why.
what happens? They
in
can
this
regulate
shit you. They can regulate.
Is like things is happening to you. Like for instance, someone throws out their banana peels. Okay. You're gonna
so your car skids now, or
it makes shit happen to you, which sounds fucking.
So will you go chase like mushrooms and stuff like that? Like I don't play Mario Kart that much, but like
you imagine this. It's like you're playing a regular go-kart, okay?
Right.
But I can throw like shit at you.
Yeah, that's cool. That sounds fun. But I hear you're saying that means you're being manipulated by a.
Yeah, you know, as I did the in New Jersey, I went to like one of the biggest go-kart tracks or whatever it was, but it was like electric powered, and they could regulate you. You know what I'm saying? And
slow you down.
Yeah, they could slow you down.
Oh, fuck that! No, I don't like. I see. You know now I see what you're saying. Now I see.
I did go to one in I guess South. I mean, what is when I went to Kenny Florian's wedding, and it was in. It was in Carolina.
Yeah, he lives in North Carolina now.
Right, it was in but it was in one of the islands. It was like the islands off of Carolina or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I actually went to a go-kart place there the next day after, because somebody else from the wedding, like we had 3:00 flights or whatever. You know what I mean? It was like, well, what do you want to do? It's like, you know what I mean? And there was a go-kart place. But it was good, like, and it was like the track was big, and you could really go. You know what I mean? And like, it was really fun. And I would. I don't want to be controlled by somebody else slowing me down and throttling me.
Fuck that.
It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time if you got to wear a helmet. If you don't need to wear a helmet,
because you can go fast. You can go fast enough to need a helmet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I do like driving fast.
Do they have any like the head neck Riviera or whatever? You know, like what it's like Myrtle Beach or whatever. Is that near where you are?
Myrtle Beach is 3 hours away from me.
Oh shit! Okay. Yeah. Because I know Kenny Powers used to hunt the area over there. Kenny Power, you know. You remember when he saw the black people? He saw the black people in the thing, and he said, "I like y'all's base tan. I'm trying to get there myself this season."
I'm dead.
Yo, by the way, he watched that fucking show, which is why I have that on my mind. I don't know. There's not many shows as funny as that shit.
It's so funny.
Forget about so he's the best. I mean, Kenny Powers is fucking hilarious, but the character of Stevie. I don't know if I've ever seen something as funny as that.
Stevie is so brilliantly funny. He's hilarious.
And the fucking episode where Ashley Schaefer had him dressed up like a geisha to impress the Kia Motors guys from Kohia or whatever at his plantation. And he and before he comes out, he goes, "We had her flown in from the Orient. Welcome, Cherry Blossom." He was calling Stevie Cherry Blossom and making him hub up on the fucking Korean guys. I mean, I never seen nothing like that, quite like that in my whole life. Yeah, he called Cherry Blossom. Oh God,
It's
she was
hilarious.
very alluring. Stevie was very alluring at the cherry blossom.
All right, listen, Renato, we
Yeah.
should let him get out of here. He's got to get his rest.
Well, before he leave, let's talk about they almost had the kiosk cheddars and chits. You remember that? And then they had home for the fixins. You know the fixins bar?
The fixins.
Yeah, the fixins. You remember the fixins?
The
You haven't
fixins.
seen that episode?
No. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm be honest.
My
I'll let you
brother.
guys go. I haven't watched a ton of Kenny Powers. I've seen
My
clips. I
brother,
haven't watched-
what you gotta do for
It's hilarious.
yourself and
It's your
for your
homework
life
assignment.
is I can't tell you what you have in store. It's just start from the beginning again.
Yeah.
And
good.
you won't be disappointed. And his fucking sidekick, once he gets cooking, by like the third, fourth season, it's on off the charts. Yeah.
What's the
Anyway,
worst?
I'm not gonna.
It's so
I
good.
wonder if people in the comments understand about that.
I love it. I think it's amazing. But yeah. At any rate, it is people just saying a gibber status saying, yeah, that was a nice KO against Gabe Green. And somebody is saying that here that you have a Tabali saying, did you have a full driving simulator set up for your game?
I got a chair, a wheel, and pedals. So it's
Okay.
not like it's not a super
Oh, shit.
duper crazy simulator setup because sometimes they get crazy. They got the screen,
Well-
they got moving chairs and everything like that. But
Oh,
I do have
moving chair.
I have a nice little race chair with pedals on it and a wheel. You know what I'm saying? I put that.
But
bad
the
boy
wheel
in front
move a
of the
little bit
TV.
now. The wheel move a little.
The wheel will move. The wheel will move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you mess
I mean,
up,
like a little shaking and stuff.
I could use a little bit more shaking. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Okay, I feel you. I'm not. I don't
real.
blame you.
You know what I'm saying?
I
I
don't
want to
blame
feel. I want to feel the traction.
Fernando's asking who's your F1 team.
And this was before they started winning championships. So I promise I'm not a bandwagon. I'm a big Red Bull guy. I'm a big Red
Okay.
Bull Max
Oh,
Verstappen.
Red
guy.
Bull. Okay.
But that was I started being a fan of them when Mercedes was still on top. you know?
Wait, is that the guy that have the? Is that like the light skinned brother that drive that shit? Who's the light skinned dude?
Lewis Hamilton. And,
He's
you
like
know,
British or something like that.
He's British, and this
Yeah.
is another thing I didn't know. And shout out to Black Excellence, but he's like the only
God.
F1 driver in the history of F1, and he's tied for the most championships ever won by a single person. He's
Is
a
that
7-time
high?
world champion. You know
Awesome.
what I'm
Wow,
saying?
Awesome.
they more athletic, so is he? You
Hey,
know what
I
are you
mean,
gonna do?
you said it, not
And-
me. You said it.
I
And-
know
and
they're
he
making a
can
movie
jump.
about the guy
They
that
jump with the car. Yeah.
that
ahead.
became an F1 driver after playing the game. They made a movie about it. Like it's coming out or it's already out or something, or did it come
Wow.
out? It was about
No,
a guy
I
that
heard
was a
about this.
gamer
I heard
and then
about
and they
that.
actually
F1
made him into a real driver.
I think he drove on like the Porsche series or something like
Yeah.
that. I think he got on the F1 series.
Okay.
But
Still pretty cool.
no, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyone that becomes a professional driver, like later on in life, that's like one of those things because it's like they get started so young with that stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And so I if after fighting, you know what I'm saying,
Uh-huh.
I could get good enough on my simulator to like, transition from my, driving video games in my living room to going and racing a car on the track. That'd be great. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not holding my breath too much, but
There's a lot of ways to do that.
Well, certainly you're used to the adrenaline and stuff. It's funny because my cousin used to he works in engine design and used to work on F1 and stuff like that. But he actually used to be based in North Carolina too, because somebody that he was working for there, was working. I mean, because that's where all the NASCAR and stuff
All the
is.
Na-
So,
all the NASCAR.
yeah.
But I mean, look, the way Vinny Magalesh, he strung together a couple losses in the UFC, and then he went to M1. I don't know if that's anything like the F1 or whatever,
It's not the
but
same.
it don't get the same kind of credit. But
I mean, we can say that. Like, that gives me
Yeah.
hope. We can just
Yeah.
say that. It gives me hope. You know what
I
mean?
think he's somewhere in like Siberia or something like M1.
In there,
I
in
think
Russia.
he's just
you
in
know what I'm
Vegas.
saying? Russia's
No, he
dangerous.
was hot
I thought it was
yeah.
just Vegas. But anyway, Renato, he is on the East Coast over there
Yeah,
in North
okay.
North Kakalaki. North Kakalaki. So yeah, I'm excited though. I'm working your fight next week. So folks, he is
nice,
on the main
nice.
card at UFC Vegas 79. The main event on that one is Fiziv versus Gamrot, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Then
Should
the
be
co-main
exciting,
event
too. Yeah.
is Dan Ige versus
Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah.
And we had
Yeah.
Dan Ige on the show a little earlier, and then I think you might even
Today,
be
on
the
your
featured
same
fight
show.
or something. right?
Ooh,
Earlier, same show.
nice. Feature
And I
fight,
think,
sensational.
you might be the Coco or something like that. So
Well, there was the co-one on this show too,
That's
so it's
crazy.
perfect. Yeah.
it's awesome. It's
So,
awesome.
now we're just gonna have to show out even more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Well, awesome. I'm so glad that you could hang out with us. And, just looking forward to seeing you in action. And please, if Renato calls about managing you, don't take a call because literally it's like a kumite he will sign you up for or something.
Listen,
I'm gonna end up
we
in
can,
M1 over in Russia. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
hey, as long as the numbers, we're gonna check the numbers and stuff like that. But we'll see. Listen, the sky's the limit from this.
Come on,
We
brother.
won't
Come
see.
on, brother.
But
Yeah.
Pooh Bear, thank you so much for joining
Pooh
us.
Bear. Oh fuck! Before I forget,
What? Yeah.
Just tell me how the Pooh Bear came about. I gotta know. I didn't know this one. Just that short version.
The short version, I was talking junk to one of my teammates at the gym, and he didn't have a good comeback. And so at the time, I was heavier because I started at heavyweight. So I was heavier.
I didn't. Did you know that?
Yeah, because he won the Ultimate Fighter at 185.
Yeah, no,
I didn't heavyweight. I didn't know heavyweight.
I was 300 pounds when I started training, and so yeah.
It's like a Khalil Roundtree type of situation.
Yeah, but this is my first time hearing of this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was a big boy. I was a real big boy, and so he didn't. So I was talking junk. I was roasting him. He didn't have any good comebacks, and so I didn't have any hair at the time. I'm light skinned. I was a little bit fluffier. So he says, "Whatever, Pooh Bear." And the guy sitting next to him started laughing, and I said, "Don't call me Pooh Bear, bro." You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, that's not funny. I don't want that to even start. And the moment I said that, it started growing.
Of course.
We got to my second amateur fight. The ring announcer, he's coming around. He's checking everyone's name, making sure he's pronouncing everything right. He comes over to my corner. He's like, Bryan Battle. And I was like, yeah, I left the nickname thing blank because I didn't like Pooh Bear. You know what I'm saying? Right. And my coach leans over and he whispers. He didn't really whisper. He was pretending like he was whispering, but he didn't whisper. He was like, his nickname's Pooh Bear. And the ring announcer, he was like, excuse my language. He was like, you got to be shitting me, right? And then he was like, no. He's like, that's the best fucking thing I've heard all day. So then he went.
To be honest.
And then on commentary, they were making all these great Winnie the Pooh, 100 Acre Woods,
100 Acre Wood, and all that. Yeah,
they were just making jokes the whole time. And so after that, I was like, all right, I can live with this. This is cool.
Embrace that shit. It's a fucking great fucking nickname, my brother.
It is.
It brings a smile. If you hear it, you just go, okay. You know what I mean? Go, all right. You know, it's some seasoning on there. I'm all for that.
It's great. Well, and as I said, I'm a massive Pooh Bear fan. Like, I have a ton of Winnie the Pooh stuff, so I'm down.
But there's something better about a guy who fights with violence, and his name is the opposite of that. Than if the guy is like, I'm the fucking viper, I'm the mamba, I'm the pit bull, and then he fights and it's the soft. The fighting is careful or whatever, some bullshit. So I love that it's like a salt caramel or something. You know? It's got to have a nice flavor to that.
Sweet and spicy.
Yummy.
Like
it's two things that go together. Two great tastes that go together.
Yeah, they do.
That work good together.
They do.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that.
Well, cool. Well, listen. I'm really glad you could spend this much time with us. And yeah, it's late, Renato. We got to let him go. It's late.
I let him go. I just wanted to make sure he told the trail of the Pooh Bear.
But thank you so much for joining us. And everybody will see you throwing down the next, not this coming Saturday, but the next one. So thank you so much for joining us, Brian.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on here, my brother. We big fans over here. We can't wait to see the highs of the Pooh Bear.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
The highs of the Pooh.
After I take care of this next person, y'all got to have me back on so we can.
Absolutely.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
And remember, Pooh is also stand for the shit. So you're the shit, my brother.
That's right.
Nice. So don't forget that.
That's facts.
That's facts. Thanks, Brian. See you later.
Brother.
Bye.
Ciao, Pooh Bear.
The Pooh Bear.
Hey, look, I'm a fan of the Pooh Bear regardless, but I'm even more a fan to the Pooh Bear now that I've met him because he's a nice guy, good sense of humor, smart, have a great fighting style, and great hair.
Yeah.
Prantine, Pro V, vitamins, or whatever, all that shit. VO5V.
It's good stuff. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good next couple fights are going to be fun because, like I said, we got what?
No, it's just taking in the fragrance.
It's just a palm. Isn't it a little palm? What is it?
It's Egyptian rhubarb.
They don't have.
It's Moroccan rhubarb. At my place, you get all that stuff imported rhubarb, gold jewelry, curls, aloe vera, fresh aloe vera.
Like I said, I actually have a nice aloe vera plant. I really do. It's Gran Turismo, not F1. This is the person was saying it's a Gran Turismo movie. That's the one I'm talking about, where they talk about a person that would play the game and then they became an actual driver.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
What kind of person? Wait, there's somebody famous in that. That's not the main character that I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, I know.
It's like someone here.
Somebody, I forget.
Not that. Just talking about who the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Who plays the coach? Who plays like the coach in that?
I know. Is it the guy from?
It was somebody where I was like, oh, they're gonna be in that.
Stranger Things. It's the Stranger Things guy. I think
it is. It's the fucking guy.
It's the cop.
It is. It's
Hal or
No. I almost just had it. Oh fuck.
David
Harbour.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it have something to do with water or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Harbour.
Yeah, and then somebody just put it Dan Jackson with David Harbour from Stranger Things. Yeah, look at us. What a team we make. Oh my god, my stomach is growling. I'm so hungry. Okay, I want to show you something.
Wait, you're hungry? You're hungry, huh?
Yeah, I didn't eat dinner yet. I'm wicked hungry. Okay.
Too bad.
Okay. This weekend.
How long we been? How long is this one?
Hello and welcome to another edition of
It's already 9:05.
So we have to end it up soon then, I guess.
We've been on 2 hours, yeah.
Main event between the champ Alexa Grasso and the former champ Valentina
Oh,
Shevchenko.
Grasso.
What we do is we put Chidi down in front
Keep
of
your
a
hands
couple
off
of piles
Alexa
of
Grasso.
arugula, but first we take the names, we randomize these names, we put them down one.
These two is fighting
pile, one
Over you, you wish.
Other.
Well, that's
That's how
probably
you're
the
going to
thing.
imagine it watching it at home.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked.
It's gone over to the right. Chidi believes that Alexa Grasso will retain
wow.
her title. We shall see.
Wow. Maybe she just has
Vamos.
Shevchenko's number.
You never know.
She might just,
Totally
she might
possible.
just have her number. Yeah.
She might just have her
I
number.
tell you what, she wasn't scared. A lot of people fight Shevchenko very scared. I liked her attitude, but we shall see because Shevchenko is no fucking slouch over here.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, Chidi's on a bit of a slump because he had Adesanya, and he had so he's on a little bit of a
but
slump.
who in the fucking world except Strickland's trainer had
Pick Strickland,
you know?
right? So yeah, in this one, it's interesting what you just said about Alexa. What did you just say? She fought. She wasn't scared. One of the things that she was saying in one of the pieces leading up to this is like, you know, at the time she was only ranked number 6, I think 5 or 6 when she got the title shot. So she wasn't really expecting it, right? It was supposed to be not Santos. It was supposed to be what's her face, and she got hurt, and so she got in there, and so it was almost like that whole I've got nothing to lose. Like I'm not even quote unquote not even supposed to be here yet, you know, and then so it's a gift. And so
but having said that though, it wasn't
anyway. She had the right mentality that night.
Her attitude, even so, and I get that. I'm sure that's part of it. The like, hey, nobody expects me to win anyway. But on top of that, you got the feeling that she did expect to win.
Yeah, not that nobody expected her to win, but like it was like, oh, I'm here now, cool. Like seize the moment, you know what I mean? And like not. And like, wow, look at this opportunity. I wasn't even supposed to be here yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you saw her, you saw her like demeanor. There was a look in her eyes like I'm winning this. You know what I mean?
Now that I'm here, let's go.
Yeah, there wasn't like, well, let's see what it was like. You know what I mean? There's a certain way you look at you look in someone's eyes, you look at their body language and stuff, and you can see the difference between like, oh shit, I stepped in it this time, you know, like, well, let's see if I can survive. It was like, I'm supposed to beat this bitch here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
which was other people is like worried about her. I even remember we talked about it like before they fought. It was like, don't hurt that face, baby. You know?
I know. Valentina's a savage. I mean, that's the thing, you know. She's so dominant. She's so incredible. It's tricky now though, right? Because it could be that Alexa just has her number, or it could be the thing where Valentina just made a couple mistakes, and now the Terminator that she already was, now she's T2. Like, it could be the type of thing where we're like, uh-oh.
We
You know
have
what
no
I mean?
idea.
Like, what
Yeah.
if you made as good as she already was, if you made her level up,
That's why it's worth fucking tuning in for this one. I mean, it's like, that's exciting shit. I'm gonna be watching that one, you know. If nothing else, to show support and show that I'm still in her corner, and maybe even just knowing that she gonna rise maybe to the occasion again, you know. Knowing there's something waiting at the end of the handball or whatever. You know?
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm excited.
Should the victor go the oil?
Yeah, well, Fernando wanted Chidi to pick Grasso, which he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, Joe Bo's was saying that, she was number 5 going into that one. So, we'll see. I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm excited for it. Okay, last question, or last thing I wanted to get to. What do you think of the... I don't know how much you watch wrestling, but it is kind of a big deal that we have a merger now between the UFC and the WWE.
So, funny enough, I thought this shit already happened.
Yeah, they talked about it a long time ago. Now it's like officially done or whatever.
For me, I thought it was already official before, so it's like, it's hard for me to get excited about this news because I just thought it happened already. You know what I mean? So, I was already, okay, cool, you know.
So I was saying this at the beginning of the show, and I don't know, am I misremembering this? Do you remember like a Bellator show or a Glory show or something where they had MMA and kickboxing, and they had like two, they had like the cage and the ring set up, and so then be like one fight over here and then one fight over here, and they went back
I want to say that
wasn't it Bellator?
It was either that, or I want to say, didn't K1 do something, or Glory?
Maybe it was
Glory.
something.
It was Glory. It was Glory.
Okay, it was
because Glory was trying to get MMA off the ground. They was trying to get their brand off the ground. So they would, I think I even went to one of those where they would just have a cage and a ring, and then they would go back and forth between the ones. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. So I wonder if because obviously they could do something like that with the UFC and WWE, and like how SummerSlam's so massive and all these. I mean, the thing is, it's like they don't need each other to raise the other one, but if people could see both. When you have, there are some.
Well, they're going to advertise. They're going to advertise for each other and try to cross-pollinate that way. But I don't think that. See, Glory was. You already have the household names like the WWE and UFC. I think that something like a gimmick like the back and forth night is something someone like Glory got to do to get a name in the world stage. Now. But I don't think they need to do this. But I think that maybe you're going to see some interesting stuff in the video games, or maybe some movie shit, or who the fuck knows,
Yeah, or one thing you could do,
breakfast cereal. No.
Breakfast cereal. I guess it'd be tricky, though, because the ring and the octagon are so different. Because I was going to say, like, you could almost do, like, an MMA card, but you do, like, an undercard of up-and-coming pro wrestlers, but then an MMA main card or something like that.
I think that the easiest cross-pollination they could do would be this. You know how every once in a while WWE like to throw in someone like, I remember they threw in Dennis Rodman at the height of his popularity. I think it would be a no-brainer when someone is like when they have a colorful champion, or somebody
you could get like, or even Colby not being a champion, but like Colby could go do some wrestling stuff.
Anybody who have a name recognition in the UFC, but maybe not nationwide household name, you throw him in as a shit heel in one of those thing, and you start creating this, cross pollination. I think that would be, if I owned if I was in there, that would be the first thing I would suggest.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the smartest way to do that. I think that's almost a no-brainer, you know?
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting.
And bring you Uncle Hanacho as a manager. I would make a great manager.
Yeah,
I have everything that it takes.
You could do that. You could.
Oh,
do that.
imagine that. And I can bite someone's ankle or do some of those underhanded stuffs when, you know, when they're not paying attention or whatever.
Yeah.
And I come in and I distract. And then my fighter get the jump on it or whatever.
Yeah. Ladder matches, all this stuff.
I wouldn't mind any of that stuff.
Yeah. Hey, okay, so listen.
Oh, wait, real quick. And then when the champion is bearing down on me, I go like this. You know what I mean? When they when I have to pay the piper.
Right.
You know that stuff? I love all that. I do all that.
It's
I get
good.
hit in the back. Oh, caralho.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm good at this move. I hate people across caralho. And then they go like this. Ah, my eyes.
Well, this is one way we'll get the Ronda Rousey return, right?
She's gonna probably campaign for me if you came out there now.
Yeah.
She's always what you call hold the candle or burn a torch or
holding a
carry
candle
a
for you.
torch. Oh,
Yeah. I don't know if
give
that's
her-
true, but
I give her a candle. I'll give her a Yankee Doodle candle. I'll give her a Yankee Doodle
old
special.
melty looking thing. I'm sorry.
Nah, you see more like it looked like a can of Arizona iced tea or whatever. And it smelled like a Yankee Doodle dandy.
can of Jolt, a
Wait,
can of-
what smell? What smell do you think it would be? What fragrance? The bouquet. Oh, okay. Yeah. Artemis.
Musk, something musk, right? Like
Artemis. It would be like
Artemis canoe.
Hi, Kahati.
Hi, karate, exactly. All right, porn stash. Where can people find you on the social?
Social, the media social.
Yeah, had you social.
Yeah, they can show me on Renato underscore
Let
and and that's the best way to find me. And then if you're lucky, I'm gonna go into your DM and see what happens.
You already got somebody lined up for tonight, you said, so I'm out of business.
We'll see. If it depends on how quick we can get the fuck out of here, Carol.
I'm ready to go.
Well, you don't.
I meant off the show, so you can go. I meant.
Well, you can't. You keep look. Oh, you mean. But you keep wanting to gaze upon me.
No, I don't.
You're trying to milk this.
No, I'm not.
Oh no. You've seen all those Ahabs in Paris, and I remind you of that one.
I saw a lot of good-looking men in Paris.
You saw a lot of swarthy Ahab out there.
I saw a lot of good-looking men in Paris. Yeah.
Well.
Okay, for me, Karyn Bryant, Karyn, Bryant as in Kobe, no relation, but may he rest in peace. That is how you can find me on the Instagram. I mean, on the YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit subscribe. If that's also where you can find me on Twitter, and over on Instagram, I'm at KB Heat. These are also available as audio downloads, and this was episode 97. If you missed any part of it, we started the show off with Dan Ige, and we ended with Bryan Battle and Hanach and his ass plant or whatever.
Look, I'm gonna tickle you. I'm gonna tickle you down there with that one. You feel that? I'll cut out you. Look, I'm putting.
Anyway,
down
folks, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to all you guys who watch and who join us every week. We appreciate our loyal viewers.
I'm giving you a Slugworth sizzler.
Oh my goodness!
Okay.
All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you later.
Oh,
Bye.
ciao. Ciao. C'est la vie. Until next time. Putting a sweet sorrow.